Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Buechler. I am live in San Francisco, California. I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And down in San Diego is our co-host, Dennis Bithoulkas. How's it going, Dennis?
I'm doing all right. How you doing? And you know what? Also, in places unknown, we have with us Susan Leighton.
Heidi-ho, boys.
How's it going?
Hey, just fine.
How's it going,
Nice.
Susan? Welcome, everybody. It's Friday Night Tights. I don't know how much tights we're going to be talking about, but this is our news podcast where we don't cover a particular show. We'll talk about the stuff we cover once in a while, but we also talk about some news and whatever you want to talk about in the chat. And we've got a full room tonight. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I guess we could start out. Let's I want to some more people to roll in here, but dude, it's been so I had a little trouble thinking of a title, and then a great one just popped in my head right before I started the video. And it's the truth that the Expanse and Legion had a much better week than Solo. Poor Solo. And we're not going to kick Solo too much when it's down, but there is some news or lack of news or a lack of appearance of a certain person that's gotten a lot of people speculating, and we'll get to that.
Yeah. So we have Legion has been picked up for season 3.
Yes.
By FX. We were kind of hoping this was going to happen. Weren't sure it was going to happen. We thought we were going to have to do a whole Save Legion campaign like we did with Save the Expanse. And we didn't have to, thankfully. FX saw to it to actually greenlight a season 3, which I'm really happy about.
It's interesting that they did that too, because I took a look at the ratings of it, because I know we discussed that before. And it's interesting that they did that because for season 1, the overall ratings were 950,000. Right now, they stand at 439,000. So that's a testament to the faith that Erica Shearer has in the cast, the behind-the-scenes people, Noah Hawley, John Cameron. He was nothing but effusive with his praise.
Yeah, I was reading that too. They were saying that it's unlike anything on TV, which we all agree with on that. And basically everything we've been talking about in our podcast, they were saying, they were espousing in that article, which was awesome to see that they actually get it. It's the first time I've actually seen executives kind of on board with the same way that the audience is of this show, which is really kind of cool. And I just want to say thank you, Movie Fanobi, for the $1.99. He says 1-900 Susan 69, $1.99 per minute tonight only.
Thank you, Movie Fanobi.
Love you.
We love you. Let's go over this article real quick because I'm curious. Does it say in here what the ratings were, just other than the overnights?
No, it doesn't say anything about the ratings. Just says
go to TV series finale.
Yeah. And by the way, that's going to be a regular thing on Friday. Towards the end of the show, we're going to hit TV series finale, and we're going to go over the shows we cover and maybe a couple other shows too, because I love that site. So ahead of season 2 finale, FX has ordered a 3rd season of its praised X-Men universe themed drama series Legion for a premiere in 2019. 2 episodes remain in Legion's 2nd season, including a recently announced additional 11th episode created and executive produced by Noah Hawley and based on the Marvel Comics by Chris Claremont and the amazing Bill Sienkiewicz. Legion is the story of David Haller, Dan Stevens, and a man who believed himself to be schizophrenic, only to discover that he actually might be the most powerful mutant in the world, or the world has ever seen. So, and it just briefly runs down. Yeah, it doesn't really go into ratings too much. So I'm really curious to see, what, because it must be still getting close to 1 million, views. And that's just within the 3 days. And, obviously FX does things differently than Sci-Fi, thankfully. And I think Dennis or Susan, one of you two spoke about like the power Noah Hawley has too.
They were just talking about Fargo, his other show, has been delayed. Season 4 and that might not start shooting until 2019 and not premiere until 2020 is what they're saying.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's so booked up.
And that's okay for that show though, because they recycle the cast. We're gonna definitely cover it when it comes back. That is a fact. Anything that this guy does, we're gonna cover. I don't care.
It's great.
Sitcom.
Very good at what he does.
Yes, and to keep what's the guy's name that Netflix just signed for the guy with American Horror Story guy?
I can't remember his name now, but the showrunner for American Horror Story. Yeah,
and they gave him like 300 million or something like
that. I'm sorry.
Ryan Murphy, I think.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy. Yeah, that's him.
So if Ryan Murphy can get that much money, Noah Hawley, a little more.
They want to keep him. That's the whole thing.
Yes. So maybe we'll start seeing this a little more. We'll start seeing. Oh, we have a lot of faith in your show because we talked about this with when the streaming services do eventually take over completely, and I want to remind everybody that Netflix is now valued more than Disney. Okay, it's worth more than Disney. Actually, it's worth more than Disney and Comcast combined. That you're going to start seeing, it might be a return to the studio system.
Yeah,
with you start locking people down just within
contracts.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Ed Brewer said that Susan's actually more than $9.99 per minute, and Movie Fanobi says, "I know Ed can't really afford Susan."
Love you, Ed.
They're still speaking about that.
That's good. So we're very happy because we were really worried about Legion, and I'm so glad I don't have to go through another campaign. I like being, we're 1-1. Okay, we were part of the Ash. Very little. Susan was the leader on the Ash versus Evil Dead, and she did amazing work on that. And it wasn't her fault. Things went sideways a little bit, but very happy to be part of the Expanse, which had a great week as well. Had the best episode of the season on Wednesday. I didn't even go to check their ratings. I bet you the ratings are up. The ratings were up for the previous week.
Yeah. Jody also asked, what about Amazon? He's talking about in terms of like Netflix versus all that. Amazon has more money than God, so they're okay.
Yeah, Amazon's worth a lot more than Netflix. Amazon might be the most valuable company in the world, or at least in the top 5. I don't know for sure, but
Hulu's in trouble though.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about because and that'll be a little later with the Disney stuff, but that's definitely, you are right, Susan.
Johnny Pappas, thank you for the $1.99, keeping with the tradition. And there was nothing attached to it, just $1.99.
Keeping with the tradition. I'm sure that's what he thought. So thanks, Johnny Pappas.
Johnny says, before I die of popcorn lung, I give you this offering. we were talking about popcorn lung and vaping. That's all.
Vaping. There you go. That's all right. Man, we don't judge here now. Expanse season 3 ratings. I'm just going to pop them up real quick. We'll get to this part early. How did it do? Where? Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's here. I'll share this with the folks out there. There we go. And didn't do as good as the previous week, but it's still up. Okay, so it's a 0.609, which is the spike that we got during the campaign. It is equal to that. And remember, this is just the overnight rating, so not counting the binging and all that other stuff and the stuff on the DVR, and that is great. So it has remained high. I know there's been some people in the comments, being cautious, as they should be, saying that Amazon has only committed to a season 4, but I did read in multiple places that Bezos said he wants seasons.
Yes.
So it's going to get more into season 4 at Amazon. My question is to everybody out there: do you think there'll be a Comic-Con this year?
Well, considering that Sci-Fi was the one that was backing them, and Amazon doesn't have a presence at Comic-Con, at least not yet. I don't think they're going to be there, to tell you the truth.
You don't think Bezos is wise enough to know maybe to put them there?
I think he is wise enough to know it, but I don't know if he planned ahead enough to do this. I mean, they had the tick there for Amazon, and they also, because they were promoting the tick, but that was more Ben Edlund promoting it than anything else.
Right.
Well, that was Amazon.
Yeah, that's
Ben Edlund.
Amazon.
But so here's a little secret y'all might not know about Comic-Con. All these these big events they have in Hall H and everything.
Yeah.
They aren't planned yet. They're still working that stuff out. That stuff gets worked out pretty much when it gets announced. I mean, they have some creators booked, yes, of course, but Hall H, do not be surprised if it's not completely booked yet. They get a lot of that stuff last minute. It gets pulled together real quick because of actors' schedules and stuff. Yeah. There are some studios who think ahead, but I think there's still a spot open. I think Comic-Con would make a spot for this. This is definitely Hall H material for me.
Yeah.
Some of the best panels were the Battlestar Galactica panels. And the Firefly panels. So I don't know if it'll be in Hall H. It's more of a room 20 thing, to be honest with you. I think they'll be there. I think they actually will. I think it'll be great for them to be there.
Mui Finobi asks, A, did you email Elon before the renewal? B, did you hear from cast contacts? Would be cool for Cass or Kara or Wes to join.
I will look into cast contacts. That is something I'm definitely gonna do now that Susan kind of showed me what you do on that. It's not that hard. You just email somebody and ask. I mean, as far as
the PR people usually handle that.
And the other thing, okay, so I've got the email drafted. I did not send it before it got accepted, but I'm still sending it. I have every intention of sending it. It's going to get sent tomorrow. I'm going to shoot it to Susan to look it over really quick tomorrow morning. If she would, kind of look over it and see if it.
Sure.
I had a hard time. I wanted to describe the series in a paragraph, so I wasn't too worried. So he doesn't hit me back with too long. Did not read. So. Yes, I'm still going to ask because I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great for product placement, and shows, even though they're on streaming services, still need backing. Oh, yes, they do. And SpaceX is just a no-brainer, in my opinion. And this falls under putting something in the suggestion box, and we are 100% allowed to do that. So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And not many companies allow you to email the CEO. He really wants you to do that. Yeah. So, hell yeah.
Bad Bunny asks, ask Jeff Bezos too to come.
Sure. I'll ask him. Why not? I was wondering if he watched any of our videos. You never know. You don't know who's watching. Yep. Speaking of which, let's share a little article here. I was looking for any kind of Expanse news, guys, to be honest with you. So this is the latest stuff, and it's funny. It's on Sci-Fi Wire. So after rescuing the Expanse, Jeff Bezos has a vision for human colonies in space. So he might be competing with my boy, Elon. Now that the fans of The Expanse can breathe a collective sigh of relief with Amazon and Blue Origin mogul Jeff Bezos stepping in to save the canceled show, Bezos made it known he believes space colonies don't just exist in science fiction. Shortly after making the announcement while receiving the Gerard K. O'Neill Memorial Reward for Space Settlement Advocacy. There's an award for that?
I guess so.
Yep.
Okay. At the National Space Society's International Space Development Conference, Bezos sat down with the journalist Alan Boyle to explain his own vision of the future, which isn't too far from that of the show. He believes I hope they have better conditions than the Belters have, to be honest with you. We got to work on that one. He believes the space flight company Blue Origin is the first hope for the Earth and humanity when it comes to the final frontier. Not that Earth is going to be canceled by some greater intergalactic network, but sending industries and colonies out of the atmosphere could save our planet from destruction. Oh, wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
Bezos idolizes O'Neill and wants to realize the late Princeton University professor's dream of a space colonization. O'Neill's 1977 book, The High Frontier, Human Colonies in Space, is an escape from the Cold War era that imagines floating human colonies. He foresaw our species living in habitats that were built with materials from the moon and large asteroids. grounded by simulated gravity and running on the radiation absorbed by solar-powered satellites. Sounds cool. So we got a new space race coming, and it's going to be Elon and Bezos.
And Robert Bigelow.
And Robert Bigelow.
And Robert Murdoch after he gets all that money from the Disney.
Murdoch. Hey, he's
going to space.
No, he's getting that. He wants that Disney seat on the board. That's what he wants, man.
Yeah.
He wants that seat. That sounds kind of cool, man.
David Woolery says, and I don't know if this was tongue in cheek or not. He says, Cass Anvar is a fan. I Facebook spoke to him.
Really? That is fucking awesome.
He had a little smiley face at the end of it. So I don't know if that was,
I think I'm a fan of Cass Anvar, and I will say publicly, I think he should be a Doctor Who at some point. I think he'd be brilliant just because of his hair. I like his hair. I think he would look good in a Doctor Who. I mean, not like the Sixth Doctor stuff, but Doctor. He would like I get a little Eighth Doctor vibe off him. That would be cool. Poor Eighth Doctor didn't get his time. So let's get into the chat here a little bit. So what are they talking about, Dennis?
They're talking about all kinds of things. Expanse, Jeff Bezos, and let's see here. I already talked about what Movie Finobi said.
Blue Orgy.
Movie Finobi. Movie Finobi also asks, Dennis, what's the next movie you're watching on that big screen backdrop? Well, I don't know, because I usually watch some TV and all that. I might be watching Black Panther on there. I've got that on Blu-ray, so I might be popping that in. David Hill says, I wonder, do any of you guys watch a UK show called Humans? I did watch the first season. It wasn't for me. I tried getting into it. It would have been up my alley, but I don't know what it was about the show. It just didn't stick with me.
I'll check it out. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it on BBC America, yes.
I will definitely check it out. SD3 movie, Finobi. Did you read this one? Said Blue Orgy? Sure, sign me up for space. SD3. Yes.
Small Yoda 3 says, something funny. Speaking of extra episodes, STD actually got 2 more episodes than it should have, if you can believe that.
What, last season?
Yeah.
I would say they got 13 more episodes than they should have.
You guys are going to love the Saturn Awards because they're all over it.
Oh, man.
Like, they're all over it like they're nominated?
Yep. Sonequa Green is nominated, your favorite character, Gary. And Jason Isaacs. Yeah, they're definitely a presence at the Saturn Awards this year.
That's going to...
I was going to say thank you to John Bellman, $20. He says, so happy to hear Legion gets another season. I hope we end with it with a full-on crazy comic book David. Yes.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I really want just one shot with the crazy hair. Please, just one. I think that would be great. Like one version of David just look, back at a corner looking like a Bill Sienkiewicz drawing. It'd be bitching. That would be bitching, man.
But dude, thank you for the $20.
Thank you so much.
That's
yeah.
great.
Wow.
Thank you.
Dang. Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought there, but that happens a lot.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off there. It's just that was huge.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's no problem there.
So that was going back there. Johnny Pappas. Sorry, they're just chatting about certain things here. Omari Daniel says, told you guys FX has a good rapport with Noah Hawley. If Baskets could get renewed, Legion and Atlanta got easily a go for another season.
Yeah, you're right, sir. Omari was he was all along. He was like, listen, it's going to get renewed. Just have faith. So good on you. Good on you for having more faith than us. I was just worried. I'm so happy though. Omari was right. He was like, listen, it's going to get picked up. Just give it some time.
Yeah. And Gary was, just chattering in my ear there. So he actually infected me with a little bit of a delusion that turned into insanity about that show. And I caught it too. And I thought it was getting ready to get canceled. So
actually a lot of people did. So it wasn't just us.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm tying it into the show, man.
That's a stretch.
It was. Luke Lucas says Sci-Fi is spending its money on the broadcast rights for Solo.
We could thank Solo for being a sponsor 2 weeks ago for Expanse. That's the best thing it could have possibly done.
Yeah, considering the money that they didn't make.
Right? You want to? Yeah, let's talk about that right now.
Yeah. So Solo only made $168 million over the Memorial Day weekend. That's globally. So it was $103 million stateside, and then the $65 million was internationally. That's total internationally. We're talking China as well.
Yeah, Star Wars does not do well in China at all. And man, we could just get into it. There's a lot of trouble going on, but this might actually end up being a good thing. In my opinion, it's too late for a lot of stuff, but you could still fix it for the EU and other stories to tell other than the Sky. But the Skywalker story is, man, that's done. Like, you did not do it unless they bring him back. Now, I would not be surprised in episode 9, like Luke is corporeal and he just he ended up coming back from the Force or doing something.
He got better. I got better.
Fourth update, Monday AM, with updated figures analysis, Disney Solo. Yeah, so it did 103 million over the 4 days. Everybody knows that. This is old.
Yeah. Well, they're predicting that even though Solo's sucking at the box office, they're saying the second weekend they're going to end up winning it because there's a bunch of smaller films opening. Adrift is opening, Upcharge, and Action Point. Now, Upcharge is getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
A lot of positive buzz. Action Point, Johnny Knoxville is not. Adrift, haven't heard too much about it, but they're predicting Solo will be 1 and Deadpool will be coming in 2nd.
Yeah, they're saying 25 million for Deadpool for the weekend, which is kind of, that's a big draw. I mean, Bad Bunny said that Solo only pulled in $10.1 million in China over Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, well, they're projecting Solo getting here. I'm just going to jump over to box office mojo, and Solo is so they're projecting only a 40%, 50% drop off. It's going to be 60. Deadpool had a 70% drop off on its second week.
Deadline was actually saying it was going to be a 78% drop off.
Yeah. I think that's what it's going to be. So it's 201 million worldwide. We can see what its daily box office is right now. So it did 4 million yesterday, 4.4 million, 4.4 million. On Tuesday, it did 7. That's weird. That was a drop off on a Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, those are notoriously bad days. I think that's right. And I don't want to pounce on this movie. It was just a meh movie. Okay. It was definitely better than The Last Jedi. Okay. It was. I will say that easily. I was okay with it till the end. Like the third act, we've already talked about this, but the third act just went downhill for me quick. If you enjoyed it, that's cool. I could see somebody enjoying it who's not really attached to the original trilogy and just seeing it as a sci-fi movie. I can see that. But the important thing is John Campea, a guy we don't ever talk about here, and I don't really watch his videos, but I watch some other Star Wars channels, and John Campea has always been a big, he's got a big channel, and he's a big supporter of Kathleen Kennedy, and always has been. Came out with a video today asking that she be removed. So and he's been accused of being a shill, through Disney payoffs and stuff, and actually there's been videos out there kind of proving it. His wife does work for Hasbro. I don't care. I don't judge the guy. If he wants to make money, I'll go for it, dude. Yeah, God bless you, man. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, as long as just people know that go to other sources. But him coming out and saying that she needs to go, I think is a very quiet way of, I think we're going to see her go. I think this is actually going to happen. I didn't think it would happen this soon, but I think she'll get promoted. She'll ascend.
The principal.
Yeah. The failing upward thing in Hollywood. I mean, listen, she made billions of dollars, but law of diminishing returns, and she has presided over a split fan base, and this affected Disney stock. Disney stock went down, and they cannot have that. And what also affected Disney stock was Roseanne getting canceled.
Oh boy!
Whether they should have canceled or not, I'm not even going to talk about it. But it was their most profitable show. It was their most profitable TV show, and they had to get rid of it. So it affected their bottom line, and they're in the middle of trying to buy Fox, and part of the Fox deal is Disney stock. So Comcast is offering the shareholders cash, and Fox is like, well, we'll give you cash and stock, and now the stock's not worth as much. So that's a big deal, you know.
But one of the things that we had seen is so the Fox shareholders have actually set a date for this Disney vote for July 10th. And the board is actually recommending that they go with the Disney deal over the Comcast deal.
Right.
And it's mainly because of the way the money, I think, I honestly don't know. I'm pretty sure it's because they don't think Comcast is going to be around all that much longer.
Comcast is, if you look at it this way, Comcast has NBC. They have mostly television properties.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, love them or hate them, they have TVs, they have movie studios, they have, they have tons of things, music. They have a little more to give to Fox in terms of what they bring to the table. And yes, it's a lower price, but you couple in all those subsidiaries and companies that they have, and then Comcast looks a little less appealing with all that they can bring in. Plus, they're dragging their feet. Yeah, they offered cash, but they're waiting to see the outcome of AT&T and Time Warner.
Yeah.
Before they really do anything.
Grace from Beyond the Trailer, again, lover or hater, is really good with movie math, and she did a great video today breaking down something that I didn't know, and I'm going to get the company name wrong, but I think it's like ITC or ITT, and they are a firm out of England, and they used to own stock in Comcast, and they sold it and bought bought Fox stock, and they've been the most vocal about Comcast needs to buy this. So it reeks of insider trading. I think that has something to do with it too. And again, go to her video to hear more details about it, because I heard it this morning and wrote nothing down because I was at the gym. But
the person that was actually recommending Comcast that I read about was a person who their research company was funded by Comcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, but I think this ITC company or anything actually has a lot of shit. They have a huge percentage. It's like 4, but it's a huge percent. And also there's Murdoch's. The Murdochs only own 17% of Fox, but their vote counts for like 40%. The way they got it worded, it's a double stock thing. I don't totally. And they tried to vote that down. They tried to shoot that down, and they couldn't. But 43% of the stockholders came out against Rupert Murdoch, which is a huge number. So, and the reason that's a big deal is because when this goes to court, it can put the vote under scrutiny. So this is not a done deal. And this current administration, I don't know if they'll approve this. I just don't know. It's got a long ways to go. I think it's going to be more than a year, and it all depends on AT&T. It all depends on that decision. And once we see that one come down, I guess we'll know. But it's crazy, and it's Comcast fighting for their lives, because they're going to be non-existent after this happens. And I think it's just fighting the inevitable, to be honest.
Yeah. As they put it in the article, Comcast wants to be the only old school media left standing.
Good luck with that.
They will be. They will be. And then they'll die. So you were the last. Bye-bye. It's nice knowing you.
You were the last blockbuster.
Yeah, and just to repeat, Netflix is worth more than Disney and Comcast combined, and Netflix is maybe worth half of what Amazon is. So yeah, Hollywood is moving up north to Silicon Valley, which is great. It's closer to me, but and it's going to be interesting how, Grace was talking about how Comcast and Disney is kind of a lateral move, and then there's a tiered move. Okay, so the Fox and Disney makes a little more sense than just the Comcast and Fox.
Well, the Fox and Disney is known as a blend.
Yes,
and
that was it.
Comcast and Fox is a vertical merger because it's a combination of distribution and content assets.
Yep, that's right.
Morks asks, how much is Sci-Fi worth? Well, Sci-Fi is owned by NBC Universal, which is owned by Comcast. So
wait, here I got $1 for Sci-Fi. Right, there's blood on that
just burn
dollar.
It. Just burn it. That's all you need to do. It's the same thing like giving it to Sci-Fi.
It's a shame because that television still is not station, but that network started out very promising, doing its own movies, and everybody was excited, and it was what it was supposed to be, science fiction, all the good stuff. And then I don't know what happened. They went to, I call it Siffy. They went to Siffy, and then it fell, it went to hell in a handcart.
Siffy.
Yeah.
It did. It did. SD3 movie, Fanobi says like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Viking Bitch says, I got to get on 12 Monkeys. We will be covering 12 Monkeys July 15th.
Yes. 12 Monkeys is awesome. And by the way, I'm just going to say season 3 has Gaius Baltar in that series. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. But again, it's on Sci-Fi and it's getting a 4th season over 4 weeks. So they're actually, I think this is a test. This is a test of what we were talking about. I think I was talking about this on the live stream. We've talked about it before. It's like, why do we, I think dropping a television show all at once is kind of dumb. Comcast 2 was talking about it today. It's was talking about how, the Marvel Netflix series get forgotten, especially if they're not good, because they get consumed so quickly. And why? Okay, so you don't want to do weekly television. Fine. Why not do like 3 or 4 times a week or twice a week or something like that? Spread it out so we can talk about it and more people can talk about it. It gets more exposure for your show.
It seems like they just want to get it over with.
Oh,
they're like, let's lump it together. Goodbye. Get good riddance. We have other fish to fry.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I really think Night Flyers is sucking up all their budget. That looks like
they don't even have a premiere date for that puppy.
Well, all I'll say is this is, at least that's a finished story from George R.R. Martin. But I'm
talking about.
I'm working on a rare edited video. I'm working on 2 videos for this channel. We don't do that very much here because it takes a ton of time. So I'm working on my Father's Day one, and I'm working on my breakup with George R.R. Martin one. And I don't want to sound like I'm just being a crybaby about it. I want to research and talk about, but it's really based on trust and time. Okay. So do we trust Sci-Fi now? Hell no. Getting rid of the Expanse is going to bury this network, period. I mean, they were going out anyway. This is kind of just, the straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion. I don't think they realized how many people actually watched the Expanse. I mean, it was a lot of people. So, there's the time issue. Like, you invest time into a TV show, and you don't get your time back. And if you're not going to finish a story, that's you break the trust with the consumer. And now you look at any show on Sci-Fi and you're like, oh well, we'll get 3 seasons, maybe 2. Yeah,
it's like me and NBC. Anything that's Sci-Fi on NBC, like
timeless.
Yeah, exactly. I know is doomed to be just completely and totally canceled. And of course that's what they did. They canceled it, of course, after season 2 here. And they left it on the huge freaking cliffhanger. That's all I'm gonna say. So I will never watch another sci-fi channel, sci-fi show on NBC ever again, just because they kill it all the time.
Built for science fiction. No, they built their mark on Law and Orders, police procedures, procedurals,
Friends.
and Yeah, Friends, sitcoms. Yeah, they're out of their depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out of their league, Donnie. You're out of your league.
So SD3 movie Finobi, back to Kathleen Kennedy real quick, says that Nerdrotic. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy has never even tried to step out in front of a fan dissent. She took reins, had her own agenda, then skulked back into the shadows. She's the Darth Maul of Lucasfilm. Wow, cool lightsaber. She has been missing. I didn't even finish that. That was the thought I didn't finish. I'm sorry. So she has not been in the limelight at all. She talked a little bit about Solo at Cannes and has been nowhere. I mean,
did they try putting her face on a milk carton?
Yeah, it's funny. EVS keeps on. EVS has this running joke on his channel about Lord and Miller that she had them killed. She's like, "Have you seen these men? I'm worried about them. Nobody's seen them since Kathleen Kennedy had them killed." Allegedly, it was a funny joke. At least you have to watch it. He delivers it better.
She's being told to lie low or lay low.
Yeah.
Not to get out in front of it because maybe it'll blow over. The sad part is that woman had a legacy, and it's a shame it's tarnished now. Sometimes far be it for me to give career advice and unsolicited at that. But sometimes you have to just let the glory days be glory days and move on to that corner office in the sky with a planter.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say it's just her alone. It's also Lawrence Kasdan as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
He was the one that whined to Kathleen Kennedy, Lord and Miller don't like my script. They won't do anything. They won't do anything I ask. And so she fired them. This is what happened. Because they looked at that script and said, this is a pile of shit. We're going to write our own. And we're actually going to do a solo story, not, whatever this is that you've cobbled together.
See, and that's where that whole network idea in Hollywood sucks. Is that, Kasdan's part of the old school. Kennedy's part of the old school. So you're going to back up your friends. And I appreciate loyalty. But by the same token, it's a business. And if you're my best friend and you write a horrible script, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, Dennis and Gary, I'm going with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's time for some new blood.
Pan Farm Girl, I'm with you. I mean, she says, I still feel bad for the other cast and crew. And that doesn't get really said enough. It's like, it's no judgment on them. They showed up to work. Poor Alden Ehrenreich. I really feel sorry for this kid. And actually, he hasn't gotten as much, for his performance, but people haven't been personally attacking him too much. Okay. It could have been worse. I hope it doesn't fuck up his career. I hope he has a nice long career. And, Ron Howard did the best he could with something that was just an impossible situation. But Lord and Miller's movie would have been rad. I would have liked it. I guarantee it. Those guys, they took 21 Jump Street, and both of them, and made them really good movies.
Yeah.
And the freaking Lego movie rocks. Okay. Yeah. It absolutely rocks. So I have, and Clouded with a Chance of Meatballs, like,
oh my God, don't get me started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
in the Batman movie, the Batman Lego movie is just freaking awesome.
So the whole narrative was they weren't staying on script. They were ad-libbing too much. But I'm going to draw this back to they were doing animated films. So you can't ad-lib in animated movies. You can a little bit, but there's a definite structure there. So the fact that they were ad-libbing too much, I think is total BS. Here's the truth. It was what Dennis said with this little aside. Lawrence Kasdan wrote it with his son. So he was protecting his son. That's all, nepotism. This is why we got this Solo, was nepotism. Kathleen Kennedy, mishandles it. She's like, listen, she goes down in history as being one of the greatest producers ever because her name's on a lot of stuff. I don't know what she actually did. She's probably genius with numbers. That's what I'm thinking. But the creative side, which is the most important side, and picking that talent and picking directors and having to work with in the same building as Kevin Feige or the same company, it didn't help her at all. So sorry. I mean, she's had a really good run, and it's time for Dave effing Filoni. Help me, Dave Filoni. Yeah. You're my only hope.
Yeah, help us, Dave Filoni. You are our only hope. I mean, he needs to step in. I know he says he doesn't want to do any of the live action stuff as of yet, that he still wants to do the animated stuff. But, dude, you need to step up. You're not getting any younger. move into the live action stuff.
He said that to be classy. Okay. Like, he's not going to come out and say, "Oh, I want it. I want the job." You know, it's like that wouldn't be cool. So I think he's being classy about it because he's probably getting asked all the time. He's like, "Oh, I'm not really interested." But that yet part, I the emphasis on the yet.
Yeah.
Yet could be tomorrow. You know, it could end tomorrow.
And I just want to say to Jody, yes, Jody says, Dennis, NBC canceled Constantine and left that on a cliffhanger too. Yeah, fuck them for that one. That's all I'm going to say. Because, that one, still hurts a lot.
They briefly talked about it in the episode he showed up in Legends of Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. They just referred to it, but they haven't said. I thought, did the animated series deal with that at all? On the CW?
I still haven't seen it yet. I've got it on the CW feed. I just haven't gotten a chance to get to it.
Noah Hawley would do a great Constantine show.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. It's dark. Yeah. It's up his alley.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And he'd be smoking, and he'd be screwing pretty much everybody.
Right. Persian Scribe, thumbs up, everyone. If you appreciate all the info from this great panel, we're a panel. Thank you, Persian Scribe. Appreciate it. Yeah, a couple thumbs up wouldn't hurt. Viking Bitch, how are you? Yeah, we totally missed Viking Bitch on The Expanse.
We did.
I felt a little empty inside.
Movie Fanobi says, it's friggin' Star Wars. Your script and concept needs to be elevated and vetted by Lucasfilm creatives like Feisty and Marvel. This was a cluster. Fuck, I'm going to add that little last bit there because you said cluster. I know what he was getting at.
Yeah. And I mean, we've gone over it a million times. You can refer back to our last Jedi review that I did with John. John liked it. I did not. And I think a lot of people, like it or not, I think more people would have liked it if you had just, in Last Jedi, just given Luke Skywalker a 5-minute ass-kicking scene, like bringing down walkers with the Force and spinning his lightsaber around and beating the crap out of Kylo Ren before he died. I mean, why did they have to make him die? That would have solved so many problems. Just that one little scene. Mr. Subverting Expectations, Rian Johnson. Yeah, I don't think his trilogy is getting made. Now, the Boba Fett movie, why? I mean, they spend this whole time talking about killing the past in the new trilogy, and then they keep bringing up the past.
They keep dredging up the past. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like they're reaching in with both hands into the muck and just keep pulling it up. And it's like, why?
Listen, it's got one of my favorite directors on it, but he'll probably get canned,
I was going to say here, and I just lost it. There we go. Omari Daniel says, unfortunately, the animated Constantine series isn't a continuation of the NBC series. It's more of a sequel to Justice League Dark.
That's interesting. I'm just happy for Constantine. I saw that animated short, Omari, and it looked freaking badass. So I love.
Yeah. Jody says, I can imagine Filoni saying, for over 3 decades, Lucasfilm was the guardian of peace and storytelling in the Star Wars fandom before the dark times, before the Empire.
Before the Empire, right? The descent is real. I love how Star Trek is next, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be as big because, unfortunately, the following is not as big as Star Wars, but it's just as passionate. Its passion is equal. And they're going down that same road. And it's funny because I saw this go through Marvel. We've seen it go through so many stages where the fans aren't upset. It's a small minority of angry dudes in their mother's basement. God, if I hear that line one more freaking time.
Yeah.
God damn. That is. Can we retire that one, please? It's not okay. I watched 3 YouTube channels jump from one from 800 subscribers to 52,000 in 2 months, and this was after the movie. There was the whole rage during the movie, and then the Blu-ray came out, and it was bigger. The rage got bigger, which shows you how many people still buy Blu-rays and get digital content. And these channels blew up just on bitching about Star Wars, and my hat is off to you. Respect. I don't know if you want to do that for the next 5 years, but if Kathleen Kennedy goes, you get Dave Filoni. You're gonna have nothing to complain about, really. Unless you want to just complain about The Last Jedi forever. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. But Dennis and I actually, if you want to really dig deep into our past, have done 3 entire podcasts on Marvel versus Star Wars. And
those are always fun.
Yes. And it was basically, Disney cautioning that, these are 2 ginormous franchises that are really expensive, and it's almost impossible for a big company to keep them going on long term. Like, one's going to have to take a break, and and maybe it is time for Star Wars to really pause and take a break of anything. Even episode 9, maybe they should wait 3 years for episode 9, like by the old days.
That goes into Artemis Over Easy question. He says, you think they'll move Star Wars Episode 9 back, or is it far enough away? Wouldn't be sad if they did. I'm not sure I trust JJ to redeem it.
I think they're going to move it back. Star Wars Celebration is next year, and they're opening up that part of the park. And I already know that those 3 stations I was speaking of all plan on going to Star Wars Celebration, and their followers are going to go with them. So if Kathleen Kennedy hits the stage with those guys there, I don't think they want people booing. So, yeah, it's gotten that crazy. But Disney and Kathleen Kennedy brought it on themselves by not addressing the situation, by at least coming out and acknowledging it. You don't have to acknowledge a mistake. Okay. You just have to go, we hear you. We'll take it under advisement. Your basic bullshit company answer. That's all you need to do. But to say it doesn't exist, then you just make them mad. And it's so nice to see Legion and Expanse with these really fun fan bases that aren't divided, because what solves everything is just good storytelling.
That's exactly.
Simple. Really simple. And to come out and try to reinvent the wheel with Star Wars. I mean, hey, bold move. Sometimes bold moves don't work though, and that sucks.
Jody says, first of all, it's not a basement, it's a subterranean domicile.
That's what I'm saying.
Second, if you made a mistake, people will lay off if you own it and make amends. But when you double down and lash out at the fans, yeah.
John Campea said on this video where he said it was really disingenuous what he said. He starts out with going, there are some people who criticize this movie because they're intimidated by women. There's some people who criticize the movie because they don't like women. And then there's the part of the fan base who just didn't like the movie. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Okay, yeah, there's people in the world who don't like women. Yes, they exist. The large portion of the fan base is just pissed it was a bad movie. They're mostly pissed that Luke Skywalker got, screwed. Okay, that's what they're mad about. I haven't seen anybody really make a video going, I'm okay with everything else, but those women, come on.
Hey, I think I smell our next video. No, I'm
right?
kidding.
Stop it. Just stop it. Campea. That's what people use that as a shield to make themselves critic proof, and that's such bullshit. And
it's fashionable.
Yeah, it is. It's Comcast is leveraging huge, trying to get this to get Sky. Why? Says SD3 Movie Finobi. Disney is spewing money.
Yeah.
Except for Solo. Yeah, Comcast really wants Sky. Is Sky I don't know much about Sky, okay, because I'm not in Europe.
Sky has 10 million subscribers, 10 or 12 million subscribers. So it's in the UK. In Europe, actually. And so that's what they want, is they want those subscribers because they're pretty much attached. There's really nothing else over there. I know we have a few people in our chat that actually subscribe to Sky. And they also, they want the sports that comes with it as well. There's a huge sports network that's attached with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they want that as well. And honestly, it's kind of a trapped fan base until streaming services get a lot bigger over there. And then it's just going to die again. Yeah, they're going to run into the same problem they're running into over here, where people are going to start cutting the cord. And Souffle Girl says Sky News is good. So yeah, but they're going to run into the same problems.
The news.
I don't understand what goes on with distribution in Europe. Why we can't get it together in Europe. For whatever reason, there's parts of England that can't get streaming services. They can only get Virgin. They can't get anything but Virgin. Then there's those people that can't even get Virgin. So if there's something that they want to see, they can't see it. And that's why piracy is rampant over there.
Yeah, Johnny Papa says TV is regulated there, is what he's saying. And so that's the reason why they're not getting a lot of the stuff. So, they have a lot of different laws over there that are different than what we have over here. So yeah, it's very weird just because of the regulation going on.
Well, they're over-regulated. They don't have free speech like we do. There is actually a couple of videos out there right now that they're trying to get rid of what's called Article 13 over there, which which basically means that if you put a link to a website or something like that, they want to tax it. I'm just breaking it down. Actually, let me. I'm going to share the inside of my website here, of our website here.
So also. Orpheus Maximus says it's the Euro football coverage they want, the FIFA and such for.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
All right. So they got a little warning on the inside of my website. And this is like when I post up nerdrotic.com, by the way. And this warning right here, which I didn't know what it was about. It said to help your site to be compliant with the GDPR and other laws requiring notifications of tracking, Akismet, whatever it is, can display a notice to your users under your comment forms. The feature is disabled by default. However, if you want if you or your audience is located in Europe, you need to turn it on. Please enable, disable. So I'm like, what the hell is this? So pretty soon our website will not be visible in Europe, because I need to turn on some sort of notification that basically lets a company go through my analytics. And they're putting it under the guise of like, if I put up fake news, they will be able to basically track me. And they're using this as kind of a backdoor to look at my website's analytics and to kind of keep an eye on you. And I need to finish reading. There's a lot in there. I don't know if those are totally related, but there's a lot of information. They're trying to tax the internet, basically. And they've tried this. They've approached this before in America. It won't work soon, I hope. But the whole, I don't know. Susan, you work at a website, 1428elm.com. How do you feel about, possibly getting taxed if somebody links your website to, a YouTuber links your website and they want to somehow put a tax on that for information?
Well, right now, according to the powers that be at Fanside, at our parent company, only 7% of our viewership comes from Europe. So they're monitoring the GDSR, and right now for us, it's not really in play. It depends on what your viewership is in Europe, what you want to do, and we're not seeing any repercussions from it as of yet.
That's interesting. What's going to get repercussions is YouTube. Like, how's YouTube going to run over there? I mean, YouTube, theoretically could get blocked in Europe because of this law. Because I don't know how YouTube gets around it. I mean, people put links in there all the time. We were just talking about Sky and news. And I think YouTube is a place where people, honestly, a lot of people go for their news now. It's Twitter and YouTube. You could start a mom pa news outlet if you want, and that's the beauty of YouTube. But it's late in the game to try to clamp down the internet, by the way, folks. I just wouldn't recommend it. If you're a person who can get voted out of any office, unsolicited advice, and it's okay to give unsolicited advice here, Susan. This channel was built on it. Unsolicited advice, don't clamp down on the internet. That I will become a one-issue dude overnight. I will just vote against anybody who tries to clamp down the internet. I think it's that important. So I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't get passed. I don't know. There's a couple of videos out there. I'll link it in the description when this turns into a video. One of the guys who talks about it is like kind of a controversial guy, so that's why I'm not mentioning him. But his video is really good on it. But some people might not like the rest of his content. It gets a little political. So I don't know. I just thought that makes it. I forgot to mention that to you guys. That's scary shit when people try to tax links.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy.
Johnny Papa says the bureaucrats in Brussels can't be voted out of office, Gary.
I know. That's why they can do shit like this.
And Bad Bunny says, Gary, the NSA is watching you.
They are. Thankfully, I bore them to death. So, yes.
Movie Fanobi says, Dennis is watching you. Always. And only when he sleeps.
Only
for
when
about
I sleep.
4 hours.
This
Only
is
when I
getting
sleep.
creepy now.
Oh, this is just another day.
This is just Friday. That's all it is.
Johnny Papa says, Google GDPR memes. They are hilarious. Okay. GDPR. Go ahead, Dennis.
I was just going to say I was going to move over to some happy news.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the Sesame Street bosses decided to sue Happy Time Murders over the tagline, No Sesame, All Street. And the Happy Time Murders producers responded to that lawsuit with a puppet lawyer named Fred. Fred Esquire, as a matter of fact. And as of a couple days ago, a New York judge ruled against Sesame Street and dismissed that case against Happy Time Murders, saying that it doesn't infringe on Sesame Street. Or not only that, they're not going to confuse Happy Time Murders. No reasonable person is going to, confuse Happy Time Murders with Sesame Street, and vice versa. So they're not doing any harm to that franchise, if you will. There we go. There is Fred S. Esquire.
There he is. We were wondering if there was a Muppet lawyer, and now we know. Fred Esquire. They could. I wish they kind of need to work on his name a little bit.
He's representing me in my divorce against Ashy Slashy.
Oh, you're divorcing Ashy? Oh, I thought you guys were such a good couple.
I know.
I was shipping you guys too.
I'm totally shipping you guys. Well, I you know what? I have I can. Do you want to date any of my angels back here? They're available. Yeah, they come as a set. They said it's not cheating, baby. Technically, it's not cheating, baby. There you go. Smile time. Smile time. Yes, I have puppets in my room. So what? Oh, by the way, yeah, I own my basement. Okay, so and my mom doesn't live here anymore. I'm a fan man.
To visit, and she yells at you every now and then.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah. I got 2 moms that yell at me. It's kind of great.
Movie Fanobi says Judge Judy said, "Screw you, Big Bird. Get your grouchy ass out of here." Next day, Big Bird got arrested for possession with intent to distribute.
Whoa. He's a tweaker.
I mean, that whole lawsuit to me was just stupid because Brian Henson is Jim Henson's son. Jim Henson, the Muppets. It didn't make sense to me. And like I was telling you guys in the pre-production meeting, I get why Joan Gans Cooney and Lloyd Morissette are upset. They're the co-founders of the Sesame Street Workshop, which used to be the Children's Workshop. And they kind of shepherded this through the getting funded and getting the series to what we know it to be. So, right, we get that. But to be offended by, No Sesame, All Street is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of small-minded. And then on top of it, if you're going to do that, come prepared. Have statements as to why sponsors and parents are complaining and confused. That's why they lost. They couldn't, like you said, Dennis, they couldn't substantiate it.
Yep.
No, dude, Heather's is canceled.
Yay!
Yes, they delayed it. I just going through deadline right now. Sorry to interrupt, but they delayed it for the school shooting, and now they said, "Nah, we're not doing it."
Yeah.
So no Heather's.
Good.
Oh well, let's remember the movie. The movie was better.
The movie was fucking genius. So
Johnny Papa says some of us would go gay for Outdoor Spider-Man.
Yes, Outdoor Spider-Man.
Outdoor Spider-Man? Wait a minute, what am I missing?
Susan hasn't seen Outdoor Spider-Man.
This is the single weirdest toy. I found this at a KB, and it is Outdoor Heroes Spider-Man. It's redneck Spider-Man. Fly fishing Spider-Man and Archer Spider-Man.
I got my eye on that guy. Wow.
Yep. He's got his little fly fishing overalls there. And yeah, this is what did I price it? I wanted to make sure nobody bought it at the store. So I priced it at $9,999.
Yeah. Whatever the as high as the little price gun could go.
Yep. So yeah.
This is totally off topic, but did you guys know that there was a Lawrence Welk comic book?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell? Who did he fight? Please tell me, Dennis. Who did he fight? Did Myron Thorne become possessed? What happened?
Honestly, Gary knows more. He's
got a superpower. He goes, and the 1, and the 2, and the 3, and your head explodes. Brains everywhere.
You had a store at one point,
boys.
didn't you?
They did comics on absolutely everything back in the 50s because they used to sell in the millions. Like they were crack. Yeah. You think of it, they made a comic book on it in the 50s.
They had in the 70s Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
They did. And Muhammad Ali won.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, they depowered him. So
yeah. They put him
but it has the best cover in the world, though.
Yeah,
like the Treasury edition, Neil Adams, and just every famous person you could think of in the 70s, like Jimmy Carter's up front, and it's a great cover. It's classic. It's really good. I actually like
the 70s.
Oh yeah, I remember. So let's scroll down. So we're gonna try. We try to be positive here, but sometimes we have to bring you breaking sad news, and it's another day for Stan Lee, and another like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. So last night, Stan Lee got accosted outside of his Hollywood Hills home by 2 gunmen that were demanding $5 million that supposedly he owed them. And so the cops were scrambled, got over to his house, and arrested the men. Just another day in front of Stan Lee's house.
Yeah.
Or in LA.
Yeah, well, in LA, that's true. So they I guess they confronted him, and then they saw that there was guns, and they retreated back in the house, called 911. And the guy stayed. The cops showed up pretty quick. They ditched their guns. Cops found their guns. I don't know anything beyond that. And we speculate away, folks. I think we all know. We can all figure. Plus, there's been Susan mentioned there's been some more allegations against Stan Lee. I think he's suffering from a bit of dementia. To be honest with you, he's 95. It really sucks seeing this go down. He went to Twitter basically because his Facebook is owned by another company, so he can't get his Facebook back or anything. So he's only going to be on Twitter, as he said it. And yeah, it sucks to see. Poor Stan. He probably got to take advantage of a lot of people. I don't know how good of a guy he was, honestly. Met him a couple times, and he was perfectly nice. I loved him. So I don't know. It sucks seeing this, though. It really does.
Well, he's great with his fans. I mean, that's why he's so beloved. He got the concept of the fan relationship. And it's just sad, and it's angering when things like this happen. And it's just like, it seems like one thing after another for him. And you have to wonder, and this is just going to be a big allegedly, was this staged? Was this a crazy botched attempt? I don't know. Could be. Seems very weird.
Yeah, unfortunately, in this day and age, we don't know anymore. I mean, there's so much crap that gets staged now. It's ridiculous. So it's kind of hard to tell. And How's Your Father says the threats are coming from inside the house.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That was so well said. Well said. Well done, sir. That is comment of the day so far.
That was brilliant.
Yes.
Viking Bitch says that sexual harassment of the nurses is bullshit. I have worked with the elderly, and you just have to deal with weird shit sometimes. What kind of threat is a 95-year-old man? Yeah, this was actually some other stuff other than the nurses. Supposedly there was some groping involved at, if I remember correctly, it was at some of the cons, right, Susan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like years and years ago, or like
I think fairly recently. Yeah.
Okay, so that falls under what Viking Bitch said to me.
Yeah.
Just said right now.
And how far are we going to go with that? Because with the cons, I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Norman Reedus at cons with their fans. They're very, I don't want to say hands-on. That doesn't sound right, but
handsy.
They're very touchy-feely. They love their fans. They love showing their fans. How long before, Comic-Cons turn into no photo ops, or people just stand there looking awkward like 1800s photographs?
You know what they could do?
It's the new Puritans out there, Susan.
They could just put the celebrities in straitjackets with those little Hannibal Lecter masks on and just wheel them out. You get a picture with them standing next to them. You just have to stay behind the velvet rope.
Yep.
And you get a picture and they go, "Thank you." And then just move on.
Yeah.
Spike from Buffy, like James Marsden's, he had his arms around my wife and I. He was fucking piss drunk, and he was really touchy feely, and I didn't care. Like, you're right. And Norma Reedus like gave me a hug. That's what they do, and that's what's considered groping now. Listen, you walk down the aisle of San Diego Comic-Con, you're getting groped. Okay, I got groped the whole way down the damn hallway. You can't help it because there's no room for actual people to walk anymore.
Yeah.
So that's, I'm with you, Viking Bitch. He's 95. He's from another time. And when you're 95, you don't give a shit anymore. So I think people are piling on now. I think his wife did protect him a lot, and it sucks. It sucks. And,
So are you trying to tell me Horror Hound for me in Indianapolis is going to be like a series of me whoring and gambling and stuff between panels?
Yep.
Oh.
I want you
to live stream that, by the way, if you can.
I'm on it.
There you go.
Yeah. One of my favorite things when G4 Attack of the Show used to still be on, and they used to go live from Comic-Con from the floor.
Oh, yeah.
John Barrowman, they had him as a guest host on Attack of the Show.
Oh.
And there's this one time that there was this guy dressed up as Aquaman, and all he had on was like these little Speedos.
Oh.
And John Barrowman loved him.
Oh.
I use that term in the right way there, that I just said it.
John Barrowman, I don't know if he could do what his shtick at Comic-Con, like he does a solo, talk at most cons. I don't know if he can do that anymore.
Yeah,
it gets
blue.
Yeah, it gets really blue.
But he was grabbing this guy. I mean, on TV, it was live TV, and you can see them. They're trying to cut away to another camera, and you see his hand in a different location. They cut away to another camera, and you could tell the producer's just like camera 3, camera 2, camera 1, and just getting more and more pissed off as it's happening.
Good old John. Doc Coburn says the Expanse and Legion also had a better week than The Walking Dead.
Yes, they did.
Boy.
So The Walking Dead is losing 2 people. Season 9 here. We're going to lose both Rick Grimes and we're going to lose Maggie, because both those actors, Andrew Lincoln, excuse me, and Lauren Cohan, are leaving the show midway through season 9.
The fans are upset about Andrew Lincoln.
Yes.
Twitter was on fire, and apparently he's leaving because he wants to be with his family. It's a personal decision. And the fans feel betrayed. And once again, it's like, these are actors, people. This is their job. They're not Rick Grimes. If he wants to leave season 9, Andrew Lincoln can do what the hell he wants. He's not obligated. Contractually, he is. But once he fulfills that, he's not obligated to be that character forever. And if he wants to be with his family, so be it. Lauren Cohan, on the other hand, is a different circumstance. She was negotiating for a pay increase, and it wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. So she went and she got a pilot, which is called Whiskey Cavalier. And it's a Bill Lawrence pilot who did Scrubs. And right now, she's going to be coming back. And she did it because talks were at an impasse. And there's a lot of circling around now about, can Norman Reedus really carry this show? Because that's who it's going to be. Mm-hmm. So TWD is having their own Avid moments now.
Well, I want to ask this question: is now that Rick is leaving, and we know how his story is going to end mostly now. Like, how is this going to help with Walking Dead's rewatchability, which is something people count on? And you're only as good as your ending. Okay. And this is what happened to Walking Dead. This was always my, I think it's gone on too long anyway, to be honest with you. And I'm surprised there is a season 9. I'm shocked, but it still makes it money and it still gets a lot of viewers. But I think season 9's I think it's its last. I think it's going to be a lot like X-Files, where, they got rid of, Mulder and Scully. Maybe he comes back. I don't know if they're going to kill him or not. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. How do you feel about this, Walking Dead fans?
I still watch the show. It's gone downhill quite a bit. I'm going to say that much. And I can see them. If Jeffrey Dean Morgan stays with the show and they actually kind of shift over to him being the main character, Negan, and, bad guy turns to good guy kind of thing. Although all the evil shit that he's done, I don't know how they're going to do that. I can see it lasting maybe another season after that, and that's about it.
They'll make it a dream. Negan had a dream.
Yeah.
They'll Bobby from Dallas it.
Right. There's a great video out there that breaks down like the moment that Walking Dead jumped the shark, and is when Negan showed up and he just completely destroyed all your protagonists. Like just made them, for lack of a better word, his bitches. And you can't do that. You did too much damage to your main character where he could never come back from that. Rick let all that stuff happen. And then you killed Carl, which was stupid.
Yeah.
And this show has had so much crap happen to it. I know we got a super chat here. Let me see.
Yeah, Dakota Stanton, $5. Thank you. Says I couldn't watch past season 3 of The Walking Dead. Yeah, you pretty much got stuck on the farm with everyone else in season 2, and then I understand where it was. That was a bad time.
No judgment to anybody who's watched the show or read all the comics. I read the comics and I saw where it was going, which is nowhere I'm interested in anymore after a long time, and gave up the comics and gave up the show. I don't know. There's just so much like grimness I can handle. It's like, really, because the show is just mean. It's a mean show. It's a mean and dark show, and there's not a lot of levity in it. I like a certain amount of humor, and I like hope and redemption. And I don't know if that's going to happen now. Well, no, it's not, unless, so, and we're never going to find out where the zombies came from. I just think that's kind of a big deal. That's me.
Louis Finobi asked me, people say Fear the Walking Dead has come into its own. Do you prefer? I gave up on The Walking Dead way back. Fear the Walking Dead was good until they got rid of the father. And the way they kind of did it, where they just kind of shot him while he's riding in a helicopter, and he was falling out and to his death. And I was like, wow, really? You guys are just doing it that way? And I understand that the actor, he left because he wanted to go back into doing movies again and stuff like that. But damn, and the rest of the cast is just, I stopped giving a shit about those characters because they were kind of repellent anyway. He was the only redeeming quality on the show, and they killed him off, and it was just like, okay, I don't really care.
Yeah. And we'll get to your chat here in a little bit, folks. We've been kind of neglecting that. Sorry about that. I feel I want to check it out. I want to check out Fear the Walking Dead. There have a couple people who have been pinging me like we should check it out. I trust Dennis's opinion on that, though, but I'll check it out over the summer. I'll get caught up because I haven't seen an episode of it. So
I didn't mean to ruin that for you there, Gary, but
no, it's okay. I don't care. Still think, except for The Expanse in Babylon 5 on Amazon and a movie now and then, aka Arrival and Blade Runner, the best sci-fi is to be found in books. Alistair Reynolds, Stephen Baxter, etc. Says Joaquin is okay. I can't pronounce this name. It's Jochen Schultz. Is that a Schultz or Schutz? I see an umlaut in there.
Where are you at?
I'm sorry I screwed that up, but you're right. The best sci-fi is in books. Absolutely. And The Expanse is spectacular books for the most part. First 5, oh my God, they're so good. So definitely check out those Expanse books. I might do some, we won't make a habit of this, I promise, but I might do some Expanse book reviews like over the summer. So yeah, those GDPR memes are funny, Johnny Papas. I did check a couple out. Let's scroll down here and get, poor Walking Dead. But you know, AMC and what's AMC to do? You know, that's their big and Preacher isn't really taking off like they thought it would. I love Preacher for the most part. Okay, the first season was brilliant. The second season, meh, you know.
So there was a trailer that came out today, like a behind the scenes trailer of Preacher that showed a lot more footage for this season coming up. And the one thing I kind of got out of this trailer, the behind the scenes, was that Seth Rogen and his writing partner have left because they're working on The Boys now. And there is a new showrunner basically on Preacher. So it feels like they're gone. They've just kind of said, okay, we're working on The Boys now.
Oh, Evan Goldstein, and are they still involved, or
they're still executive producers? They might have written some of the scripts, but I think they are gone from production because they weren't even mentioned or shown in the trailer.
Yeah, they directed the first couple episodes last year, and I'll have to check that out. That's interesting. That I don't know how good that is because honestly, the stuff they were involved in was
the best stuff. Yeah,
it was so good. Real quick, Lucas said The Walking Dead killed off a few characters to morph their storylines into Daryl's. That could come back to haunt them if they get past season 9. Yeah, unless they like recycle the cast, Lucas, which they kind of could. If it works, that'd be phenomenal. I mean, you give the show new life.
How's your father? Asked Dennis. Do you like the 1984 Supergirl movie? No, God, no.
That's better than the show.
It is not.
Helen Slater.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
Helen Slater is on the show too. She plays Kara's adopted mother.
Helen Slater is my Supergirl. I saw that in the theaters.
I did too, and I was not a fan. So.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a great movie. It's just better than the show.
You don't watch the show, so no, it's not.
I watched the first season. I watched that pilot at Comic-Con too.
Well, the CBS first season is horrible. Yeah.
Well, there's a Supergirl tie-in with the Preacher's 3rd season. Betty Buckley.
There?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Betty Buckley.
Yep.
Interesting. Now that's a crossover I can get behind. If Supergirl crossed over with Preacher, I might watch it.
Yeah, how's your father? Helen Slater still looks pretty damn hot, I have to admit.
Yeah. Sister of Christian Slater, who still looks pretty damn good too.
Are they brother and sister?
Yep.
Wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I. Christian's aging well, surprisingly.
Yeah, he was actually just talking about Mr. Robot fairly recently because no one still knows when the hell Mr. Robot's going to air for season 4. We're still waiting on that.
It's getting delayed because Rami Malek, is doing lots of movies right now. So
yeah, I know.
I think press junkets.
Have they started shooting?
Yeah, they've already started shooting.
So it'd be the end of the year.
Hopefully, yeah.
No, well, it aired last year. It aired, started airing. The last episode aired at the beginning of December. So yeah, it started airing in October. I figured it'll be a little later. It'll be November, December. It'll be this year for sure.
But they did say time travel's involved.
See, well, they said that kind of last year.
Yeah.
He said a bunch of the Reddit theories are absolutely true.
Yes.
Sam Smile. Oh my God, last season was so much fun. Oh my freaking God.
It's funny that you mentioned Rami, because Brian Fuller actually took to Twitter about his role in Bohemian Rhapsody. The fact that he feels that they're whitewashing over Freddie's sexuality.
Are they whitewashing? Really? Has he seen the movie?
He said that they show the previews where Freddie's dancing with a woman, but there's no mention of a man or anything like that. Yeah, it was something that is
fucking ridiculous. Okay, well, of course they're going to talk about it. Like, he died of AIDS. They're going to talk about it.
Yeah, from what I saw in the trailer, yeah, it looked like they were kind of playing up. They weren't playing to that him being gay.
Yeah.
In the trailer, but there are some things that I was seeing that kind of alluded to it, like the guy who was throwing a brick at the limo as it's driving away, who I think is his boyfriend at the time. And there was something else in there too. And I'm like, okay, so they do have it in, because I was thinking the same thing.
Number one, Freddie Mercury never made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, for one, if anybody questioned that Freddie Mercury was gay, check your eyes. We knew it back then. I knew it as a 12-year-old kid when I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's gay, whatever. Yeah, Brian Fuller needs to focus on finishing TV shows. Just focus on yourself, buddy.
And let's not revisit your old TV shows, because we'll revisit it, and if they pick it up, you'll just leave.
Right?
So,
yeah. So what Susan's referencing is after the Roseanne thing happened, Brian Fuller decided to pitch ABC his old TV show, Pushing Daisies. He wanted to bring that back again. He wanted to revive it. And I started laughing, saying, well, dude, you've left pretty much 5 shows in the last 6 months. So what makes you think you're going to stick around on this one?
Look, in 2013, I looked at these old articles. He was suggesting a Kickstarter for a Pushing Daisies movie. And where'd that get us?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Creative differences. That should be on his tombstone. So, yeah, Supergirl's cute. Helen Slater, don't diss Supergirl, says Sophie Girl. Yeah, unfortunately, the Supergirl TV show has missed so many cool story arcs, and now it's just been a disappointing mess after another with the World Killers arc, says Jody. Remember the Legend of Billie Jean, says Viking Bitch. I do.
Wow.
Okay, so Supergirl is a comic I used to read as a kid. I read the Peter David version. It's a comic book I used to read. I like Supergirl. Supergirl has a personality. The one on TV is nothing like the one in the comics. Neither incarnation. So it's a CW Supergirl, and I just don't like the actress playing her. And it's just a personal thing. But if you like the show, cool. What ruined CW shows for me, I'm sorry, I'm repeating this, is Daredevil. Daredevil ruined CW show. I used to love CW shows, man. We talked about it in our very first podcast. Like, this is how you do superhero TV shows. Fucking Arrow season 1 and 2. That was awesome. And then I saw Daredevil and I couldn't go back to the CW. I just couldn't. I mean, it's like it leveled up. But if you still like that stuff, that's totally cool. I dig it. That's rock, Hey, they all got renewed. Even iZombie got renewed, which my wife was super happy about, because I told her it got canceled because I got the news wrong. She was pissed.
Yeah, well, it's the last season though, so it got renewed for one more season to finish it out.
Pan Farm Girl says Helen Slater and Christian Slater are not related, but I've gone through my entire life thinking they were. Pan. They did appear together in Legend of Billie Jean. Maybe I'm mixing them up with God, what are the sister who was on Growing Pains?
Justine Bateman.
Justine Bateman, yeah.
Oh
yeah. Because those two are related. Yeah. I don't know what happened to her. She disappeared. I mean,
she's a fashion designer now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, she got over 40 in Hollywood, and we know what happens to the poor ladies after that. They're either moms or they don't work. Hopefully that's changing. Yeah, that's a little sad.
Well, I hope it is, because Dame Helen Mirren and Judi Dench and Kate Blanchett and a lot of the other ladies hopefully are changing that.
Yep. I mean, we do have holdovers, but yeah, there's very few that when they hit that 40 mark, I think times are changing on that, but there's still some work to be done.
Yeah, Railmocker, Daredevil season 3. We know who the villain's going to be from seeing the crew jacket, and it's going to be Bullseye.
That's right, Luke Lucas, Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Did a lot of drugs in the 80s while watching Family Ties.
Movie Finobi, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
The facts of life.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, Susan, you had to hear that.
Bullseye in Daredevil season 3, there's a spoiler out there about a story arc, and it's very interesting. They're really flipping the script on him. It's not comic book Bullseye. It will be eventually, but we're going to get Bullseye's origin at some point.
It's not going to be Colin Farrell's version, right?
No. They're going to mix comic book up. They're a little old school and new school. I love his costume. Okay, so I want him to have a costume. I know they won't give him a costume. That's been my biggest complaint about Netflix. I'm glad they did I think they did the Daredevil costume just because they had to. But they obviously don't like him very much. But Bullseye had a killer costume. I know it's ridiculous, but it's cool. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're making a comic book, then comic books are ridiculous. They're supposed to be ridiculous. Christ's sake. I love Bullseye, but I hope they don't do the scar thing on his head. That was
that was dumb. I did like the peanut thing on board the plane. I thought that was pretty funny. The old lady that was sitting next to me, he bank shots the peanut into her mouth and makes her choke on it.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff. Okay, I like Daredevil director's cut. I like the movie. I do. It's a piece of crap, but I like it because it has more Jon Favreau in it. He actually does kind of bring the movie together. Yeah, but it has not held up well. It has not.
No.
Gary, fake news to the wife. More petting. No wonder why you were late. I cannot confirm or deny anything. You guys don't want to hear about that shit.
No, we don't.
If Daredevil's outfit is any indication, Bullseye won't get a comic outfit until season 3 finale. Omari Daniels, I agree 100%.
Excuse me.
But I can't wait for Daredevil season 3. Cannot wait. I figure they haven't announced it yet. They'll probably announce it at Con, but my guess is October.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there.
Well, they try to spread them out 3 to 4 months. So
Punisher's in November, so I don't think it's going to be October.
Well, maybe we'll get 2 at the same time then. Because they usually like to spread them out, but maybe it's every 3 months then. So, maybe it'll be September. Yeah, August, September, and then we'll get Punisher in December.
Yeah. Oh, November. They already said it's November for Punisher.
They did? They announced the Punisher before they announced Daredevil? That's weird.
Yeah.
Cool. So maybe it's September.
Hopefully. Speaking of which, little change of gears here, but Adult Swim has confirmed that Venture Brothers season 7 is going to premiere in summer of 2018. We don't know when yet, but we know it's going to premiere.
Yep.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah, we talked about it on Monday.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, we did. When is that Punisher release date?
And
awesome! I can't wait to see Punisher.
We also had Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, they've been teaming with Mark Millar and Millar World, and they're actually going to release a comic book with Mark Millar called The Magic Order, and that's going to be in shops on June 13th.
And that is huge. So if you get one of these big, I was wondering out loud to my wife yesterday about why doesn't Amazon publish? And maybe they do, and I just don't know about it. But that would be huge if they really back this, as just promotional material. And not that they're going to ever make money on comics, but if some of these places can actually be some competition, and Mark Millar is one of my favorite writers. He puts out really good comic books, and if they could do something to Netflix to where even a couple stories become some sort of competition to Marvel and DC to force them to be better. DC is pretty good, but Marvel's just trash right now. It's really terrible. I think it's good. Comics from Netflix is good. I can't wait to read it.
And the Real Rebel asks, is Netflix still doing Iron Fist? Yes, they just have been releasing photos of stills and stuff like that of Colleen Wing holding a sword, and they're already in production right now, season 2.
So for Iron Fist, they show Colleen Wing holding a sword.
Well, they had Danny Rand as well in the first couple of things, but the latest photo was of Colleen Wing holding a sword.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I clarified that one.
It's very little for her.
I like Colleen Wing.
Streaming on Hulu. Johnny Pappas, he asked who streams Venture Brothers, and according to the Google, it says Hulu.
Also, you can find it on Adult Swim. They have the full episodes up there too. Yeah.
Well, that's if you're okay. So when you go to these sites, and you got to have a cable provider.
Oh, that's true.
Stream them. So yeah, if you want to stream them without a cable provider, it's Hulu. If you have one, then on demand, you can just go on demand. So there it is there. But yes, we will be covering Venture Brothers. Hell yeah.
Yes, we will. Yep. And Jody, to answer your question, Iron Fist 2 is happening, but not the Defender Season 2. Doesn't look like the Defender Season 2 is going to happen, no, because it had a really poor performance.
Well, Iron Fist, loved or hated it, was one of the most watched Netflix shows, and so was Luke Cage, but and Jessica Jones got greenlit for a season 3, which I cannot believe. Yeah. But believe it or not, folks, a lot of people watched it. And Netflix has also got some money to burn, and it also keeps their rights. If they keep making these shows, they maintain the rights, no matter who buys them or sells them or what. I found out also something interesting with the Disney sale to Fox, and somebody had brought up on the Grace video that, like, hey, if Fox sells, don't the rights revert back to Disney? They don't if somebody if like Fox liquidates, okay, if they break up or something like that, then the rights will go back to Disney. If somebody buys them outright and keeps them as Fox, they get to keep the rights.
Yeah, Viking Bitch, she says, I really hope the next season of Jessica Jones is better. So does Kristen. Kristen Ritter also said that she hopes that Jessica gets to like herself a little bit more in season 3. That's what she said.
Honestly, yeah, the character didn't grow at all.
No,
at all. They didn't. She didn't grow through the Defenders, so she's exactly where she was at the end of season 1 after Defenders in season 2. Yeah. I don't want to see more of that.
No, I want to see happy Jessica, not happy Jessica, but accepting Jessica. Well,
there is she could be happy, but she's still sarcastic. A little bit. Yeah. But a little more confident in Come on.
I like the Jessica in the comic books who is kind of grounded, is pretty damn funny, and very sarcastic, and just an overall well-leveled person, I guess you could say, a level person. Yeah.
Carlos mentions, how did Daredevil wrap things around Avengers movie and Thanos storyline? I believe this is pre-snap.
Yes.
So this is going to take place pre-snap, and then probably season 4 they'll refer to it. It's going to be interesting though. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Holly Simeon says, if your characters don't grow, you kill your show.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's it. Any other show, it wouldn't have got picked up if it was on any other network.
Yeah.
Just based on the story. I mean, I didn't run into very many people who liked it. I don't know if you guys did. Would be best if the shows don't address Thanos. Same with the stuff like Cloak and Dagger. They can just ignore it. They kind of can, yeah. With the Runaways, and yeah, that'll be interesting how they do that with Cloak and Dagger, and we'll see if they can pull that off. To me, that is just ingrained in the Spider-Man universe. and that's where they belong. And I would love to see them interact at some point because I love those characters so much. That was one of the best runs of Spider-Man ever. But yeah, Omari, we'll see. It probably is just best not to bring it up, and we can just think that it's a big world and not everybody knows about it, you know?
Yeah. You know what? We're going to talk a little bit about Sony and what's going on with Sony at the moment. So remember that Crow remake that was happening with Jason Momoa? That ain't happening anymore because Jason Momoa and the director Corin Hardy have both exited that remake. So it's gone. And the reason for that is that Sony was kind of playing around with is it or is it not going to happen? And so they both got tired of it because they've been sitting on this for 8 months, I believe it is. And they have both exited that remake.
Yeah.
Well, apparently this isn't the first time, oddly enough, that Hardy exited a redo of The Crow. He did it at the time Relativity Media had it. And he exited that because they went bankrupt. And supposedly the word on the street is Momoa and Hardy had creative differences and financial differences with the producer, Samuel Hadida. And he was the one that was dragging his feet with Sony.
Ah, okay.
And Sony's in all kinds of trouble. I want to double back real quick. The Real Rebel says, I love my Jessica Jones. Though I like season 1 best. And I just responded to her like, season 1 rocked. Okay, season 1 of Jessica Jones rocked. I don't want to make it sound like I don't like it. Yeah. It's unfortunate how the Defenders turned out. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see a season 2 of like them fighting in a basement. And then the Sigourney Weaver thing, man, I saw what they were trying to do. It just didn't work. Okay. Yeah, flat out didn't work. I'm sorry. I did not find her menacing as a villain. And especially in the universe where we had the Purple Man, we have Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. I can't see. Yeah. No. Or Madame Gao. Madame Gao was more. They should have just made Madame Gao the big bad. She was better. Really and to see her like being, I don't know, submissive to freaking Sigourney Weaver, for lack of a better word. Well, it kind of, I hated that. Madame Gao was like shit. And then like they ruined her in the Defenders. Ugh. Sorry. With the Sony stuff, we know the trouble they're in, you know, and I'm so glad the Crow, I mean, the Crow is something you don't need to remake. You can make a new Crow. That's how the story goes, for fuck's sake.
Why? You know, and I will give it, because this was something that we weren't going to talk about, but kind of like goes into this. That's why I will give Todd McFarlane credit with Spawn. Now, we may not agree with the casting of it, but with what he wants to do with Spawn, he's not going to give us an origin story. It's just like, here it is, go. So finally, somebody is not doing the origin story crap. Because that's getting as tiresome as remakes are and reboots.
Well, he still is doing the origin story, because from what I understand, he's not going to be Spawn until the very end of the movie.
Yeah, because they only have $10 million for the budget. And, you know, Jamie Foxx, let me tell you about Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I would rather see, who was the guy who played him in the movie?
Michael Jai White.
Michael Jai White. Bring Michael Jai White back.
Yeah.
I love Michael Jai White. He's
awesome.
Awesome. The shit he does is brilliant. And Jamie Foxx, I don't know, guilt by association. I'm not sure. Not a biggest fan of that dude. So
you know, he lobbied for it.
Yeah.
He lobbied for it, and apparently he's not going to have a lot of dialogue.
Well, okay, that's an easy role then. I'm like, hey, you know, you're a named person. I don't know. I think he'd actually be fine. You know, I kid, but I would love to see like the real Spawn. This sounds like Todd McFarlane's trying to like get away with something, doing a horror movie basically, where Spawn's going to be in the shadows all the time. And I do admire what he's doing. I love Todd McFarlane. Freaking love Todd McFarlane for taking ownership of his own stuff and doing the best he can. And I hope it turns out great. I do. because that would be awesome to see a creator succeed with his own project and bucking the Hollywood system. But honestly, he should try to partner somebody with like Robert Rodriguez, and go to his studio and do kind of what Frank Miller did with Sin City. And that way you can get some funding, and then you have that studio, and you get Robert Rodriguez involved. And it would be fucking badass. That would be kind of badass. And then he can teach Todd McFarlane how to direct, because I don't know if Todd McFarlane could direct. He's a great comic book artist, but
yeah, I don't know if he knows anything about directing movies either. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, but I wish him the best. I honestly kind of rooting for this because I love Todd M. So he revolutionized toys. He did.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He did. Really, so I mean, to doubt the guy, yeah, I really shouldn't.
Well, what's nice about comic book movies is that basically your storyboards are comic books. They're comic panels. So, I don't, it takes more than that to direct a film. But if he has that as a basis and that's his shot plan and such, if he is a good DP, a DP can walk him through that. So he might be okay.
That's true. That's true. Sam Mendes in American Beauty, I forgot the DP. He had some like multiple Academy Award. Director of photography that walked him through it, because Mendes had like directed plays before that.
Yep.
And he turned out to be a great director on his own, believe me. But having that DP there definitely helped, on that film. So you're right. You're right, Susan.
Yeah, that would help him immensely. And speaking of comic book movies that are no longer,
hang on, let's ST3. A Spawn movie will be most likely be a hot mess. $10 million budget. Same reason why. What was that? Oh, Liefeld couldn't make Deadpool. Just support instead. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I would love to see a good Spawn movie. I like Spawn as a character. I loved like the first 20 issues are great. They're so good. And Capullo's art later on. I think it's a good concept. I hope they introduce, if they do the movie, they introduce the clock. Remember, they got rid of the clock.
Yeah, they got rid of the clock. Yeah, we never found out what the clock was for, but
yeah, it was a ticking clock on all his powers and stuff. So only in Watchmen is the comic, the storyboard. Yeah, I love Watchmen though, Johnny Pappas. I think it's a great movie. That first trailer greater than Ghostbusters 3 trailer. That's true.
Yeah, and Movie Fanobi says Sony has Venom coming out. Hearing that Upgrade is actually a better version of it, essentially with a Tom Hardy lookalike.
That's funny. Wow.
That's actually pretty mean.
It is mean. Well, Venom was a rights. They wanted to keep the rights, and they wanted to force it into the MCU too, which Kevin Feige was not.
Yeah. The Real Rebel says, you guys know Lock and Key by Joe Hill is coming to Netflix. It's in talks to come to Netflix. It isn't coming to Netflix as of yet.
Right.
This is the same thing that it was in talks to come to Hulu before Hulu said, nope, we're not going to do it. And it was in talks to come to Amazon. And actually, I think filmed the pilot for Amazon. And that was in 2014.
And they tried it in 2010. Well, and it failed again.
Yeah. I think Netflix would be the best place for it. Hulu couldn't afford it. Okay. Now we're finding more and more about Hulu. This big Comcast Disney thing we were talking about, a lot of it is there's the sports and Sky, but the main reason for it is Hulu. Everybody wants Hulu, which I think, and I agree with Grace in her video, is totally overvalued. The reason people like Hulu is the way it is right now. So if you take Hulu and turn it into an only Disney thing or an only Fox thing, it's not Hulu anymore.
Yeah.
It's Fox. And, she asked in this video that something we've asked, how hard is it to set up a platform? It's not that hard to set up a freaking platform to digitally stream your stuff. It's not easy, but, Netflix and Amazon are at like 4K now. They can like stream 4K. Netflix 4K comes through beautifully without a hiccup on my TV. So they've got a long way to go for that. But Hulu, yeah, what's the big deal about Hulu? I think it's more of an aggregate than anything else.
Yeah, right now Hulu's going through. They're cleaning house in the upper levels, just below, the owners and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know what's going on, but they're just getting rid of a whole bunch of people at the moment, like the director of programming, all that kind of stuff, and they're replacing them.
That's never a good sign.
Well, I don't think their shows are doing that well. I think Runaways did okay, but I don't think it did anywhere to where a Marvel show good. And as far as Marvel TV, it was definitely one of the better shows. Don't get me wrong. But they don't release that kind of like Hulu definitely seems like the third in the pecking order of streaming, but it's like a distant third.
Actually, I don't know. I think it might even be fourth at this point,
behind
YouTube Red. YouTube Red's coming up and coming at this point too.
YouTube Red has one good show. I think it's got a ways to go.
I think it's got a way to go too, but I think they have more clout at the moment.
YouTube already has YouTube doesn't need to do that shit. They have 1 billion people watching a day.
Yeah.
So I mean they're okay. But if they decided to flip the switch, they could be serious competition. And it's Google. They're backed by Google. So they could definitely come into play. You're right. Do not count out YouTube. That would be interesting. I'd love to be recapping shows on the same network that we're on, basically. And if more people watch YouTube Red, it definitely helps us. So
yeah, and Carlos Negron says YouTube Red is better quality streaming. Yes, definitely, than Hulu.
Well, Cobra Kai, wow, that was good. Damn, that was good.
Yeah.
It had no business being that good.
No. And it's kind of funny because Ralph Macchio even said he did not envision his character Daniel going that route. He said, he called it fanfic, as a matter of fact, when it was presented to him. But he said then when he walked through, when he was, shown the whole thing, he was like, okay, this is actually interesting. And it goes in a direction I would never have written for myself in a million years. He goes, but I liked it.
Oh, dude, it brought them both back to stardom, which I just think is a cool fucking story.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that these actors were kind of like out of the limelight. I'm sure they were working, but they weren't like big stars. They're big stars again. They're in the limelight, and that's fucking cool. And it's just a solid with all this bullshit. It's just a show that wanted to tell a good story, and revitalize a property using nostalgia to perfection, and introducing new characters to fucking perfection. Like Star Wars could definitely, I know there's videos out there, and it's true. Star Wars could learn something from Cobra Kai. A lot of properties could. I think they might have taken a nod from Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I thought did it first best, but
Hey, Johnny, we're not going to spoil it. We're not going to spoil it for you. I just want to say that Johnny is Daniel's father, so that's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Shit, I spoiled that.
And Danny is Johnny's father. So
yeah, they became each other's fathers. I don't know how it happened, but they had a good argument for it.
It was a rift, a timeline thing.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Susan, you saw it, right? You saw Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
it brought back a lot of memories.
That's right. We did the. You were on our initial podcast on the first one with that.
That's right.
I can never remember anymore.
We were going to get into the plot anyway, but we were well beyond like our spoiler deadline on that one. It's been out for like a month. So
yeah, Johnny hasn't seen it yet. So
yeah, I know.
We'll save it.
You can check out our review when you're done.
Exactly.
There you go.
Jody says, Gary and Dennis, I like to think their appearances on How I Met Your Mother helped a bit, but the actual series being as good as it was surprisingly was brought it over the finish line.
I didn't know they appeared on How I Met Your Mother. That's funny. That might have had something to do with it. I think what had more to do with it was that video that made
the fan video.
The fan video. I think that they played into it. It definitely had something to do with it. Also, getting the rights and the bold move of like, how do you do it without Pat Morita? I'm sure that was brought up, and it was done perfection. It's done to perfection, man. I want to watch it again. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be awesome.
Maybe I can ask Billy Zabka at Indianapolis about that.
Yes, definitely.
When's that
make sure
happen?
you video that.
That's August. Well, I'm only going to be there August 24th and 25th. It runs through the 26th.
Cool. That's the end of August. I remember somebody talking in the chat a couple weeks ago wanting to do like a meetup here in San Francisco. So if you're local, I am totally up to it. If we just want to like hang out at a coffee shop, we could do a Nerdrotic meetup here local. Otherwise, Dennis and I will be at Comic-Con third weekend of July. Actually, I'm going to be there the whole week. And we're definitely going to do a meetup. I'd like to do an Expanse thing, but if we just want to do a Nerdrotic thing, if anybody's down there, they're more than welcome. We yet to figure out a place. I got a couple places in mind. And we're going to work that out. But if anybody's interested, just ping me. Just give us my DMs are open on Twitter now. So, and if you're like a subscriber, just let me know and I'll follow you back. But my DMs are open. So if you want to message me on Twitter, anybody can now.
That sounds kind of dirty that your DMs are open.
They're open now. The DMs are open.
1-900.
Exactly.
1-900
Gary. Matt S says Cobra Kai is a prequel to the movie How Daniel Got the Millennium Falcon, except people actually watched it.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny Pappas, not the Kansas City Diner. Is the chicken pie shop still open?
Yes, it is.
Chicken pie shop. Motherfucking chicken. I wish the Zombie Lounge was still open. I love the Zombie Lounge. That was good. That place was
Zombie
awesome.
Lounge?
Yeah,
you guys are making me want to go to San Fran now.
That was San Diego. Yeah, I was in a place we call Abnormal Height. Yes, it is. Yeah, chicken pie shop, dude. No, actually, Juanita's. Can you make it up to Lucadia? I want to go to Juanita's. I need a carne asada burrito from Juanita's for sure. Or La Papa's. We can go to La Papa's in Hillcrest. I'm fine with that. Yeah, chicken pie shop rules, Johnny. Oh man, that place is good, and it sells chicken pies, and they are awesome.
Bad Bunny says, "What the fuck? Who gave a thumbs down?" And the Jim Reaper says, "Laugh out loud, Bunny. I saw it too. 1 thumbs down."
101 Diner. What's the best place for toast in San Diego? It's not technically in San Diego though. It's in Encinitas. There's also the potato pancake, the Pancake Shack in Encinitas. And they do potato pancakes, but they also do toast. It's a great place to eat. Yeah. Oh my God, is that place good? Big old pancakes like this big. There's VG donuts, but they don't serve toast there. But I love VGs. Yeah. San Diego's like it's not like San Francisco. It's got all the classic, snobby restaurants, which I go to none of. But I miss San Diego. I do. It's my home. What? We're at 30. You know what? I haven't checked it all today, Bad Bunny. We're at 38:20 now. Jeez.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn.
We're at like 37.
That's pretty darn good. I saw that.
Yeah.
We gotta prop up my buddy comics division. He's at 584. He needs 416 to get to 1,000. We want to get him up to 1,000 so we can start getting like super chats and stuff like that.
Johnny, Carnitas Snack Shack was okay. I wasn't too thrilled with them.
Carlos, you're in Poway. What's up? Home of Blink 182, dude.
Yes, Carlos. I'm in El Cajon.
You guys have heard of Unwritten Law? That used to be a local San Diego band. They had a hit for a while. So like a bunch of guys, Unwritten Laws were like all the famous San Diego bands that they all went through Unwritten Law. Like Blink 182 had a couple guys in Unwritten Law, but Pat Kim, bass player from Unwritten Law, buddy of mine. That's a Poway band. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Bad Bunny says Feisty needs 822 more subscribers.
Hey,
there we go.
We'll make it happen, Bad Bunny. We'll make it happen. Do you have content? Like a lot of content? Johnny, Escondido. That's where I moved from to San Francisco. I bought a condo in Escondido off Ashford Glen. You know where Ashford Glen is? Kind of in the eastern part of There's a condo complex on Ashford Glen. That was my street in Escondido. Unwritten Law, says Lubella. Yes. PK, the bass player. It's a good buddy of mine.
Hey, Susan. I heard there's a little bit of news about a certain someone.
Yes.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes, fans have been wondering what Bruce Campbell's been up to and what's his next role is going to be. And I happened to find that out last night. Bruce will be appearing on, let me pull this up if it even comes up anymore. He will be appearing on Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures. Season 2 starts June 24th at 8 a.m. and he will be portraying King Edmund. And all the description that's given of him is bizarrely charming. So he'll be joining Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi and Carol Kane, Kathy Najimy, and Timothy Dalton.
Wow.
So he's in good company. Now they won't be all on the same episode, I'm sure. But yeah, he's doing voice work, and a lot of his fans were hoping he'd get back into that. And what some people may not know about Bruce is he does have a relationship with Disney that goes back to when he played Hank Cooper on The Love Bug in 1997.
That's right.
And he even has his own Disney wiki page.
Nice.
Yep. So that's what he'll be up to. And after this article came out, because it came out earlier today, somebody sent him something on Twitter, and he was like, yes, I guess the news is out now. So it's good to be the king.
Nice.
Well, he was in Sky High was Disney, right?
Yeah, yep. Sky High was Disney. You know, they need to actually have a Sky High either reunion or Sky High The Next Generation. You know, where you have Coach Boomer. You know, there's always that one teacher who just never leaves high school, never seems to age either. He would be the one.
Coach Boomer. I bet they could get him to go. I bet they could get him to come back if the script was, was appropriate, because he has said quite often that he loves Disney. He likes working for me. He loves doing the voice work. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Love that movie.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to see more of him in that role too, and just in Disney in general. He's actually good in those things.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I teased it on Friday night. Well, on Thursday night, I teased it, and I let everybody know. Nope, it's not Ash. It's not Ash. Not coming back yet.
No, and it's not going. Just give it up, folks. That dream is dead. It's over, and it's okay. Okay, we actually got 3 seasons of a show we didn't think we were going to have at all. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if people are still, wow.
I mean, I'm excited
That's
about
impressive.
This because this is something, this is something he likes to do. It's exciting. He's doing a different type of character. And, I hope this means we're going to be seeing more of him. So hopefully we'll be getting more out there. I know that Lodge 49 is filming right now, and I can't wait to see that. Kurt Russell's kid, Wyatt Russell, is in it. It's Paul Giamatti produced. It's supposed to be on AMC.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Yeah, once that gets on, I'm definitely going to be doing some write-ups on that.
Nice. Viking bitch, thank you. Calm your tits, people. Ash is no more. That's all that needs to be said. That's so eloquently by Viking bitch. And yes, Apple Crow Legion is renewed.
Yes, it is. How's your father? Asks, is Dana going to make an appearance on this channel?
Oh, I have some sad news about Dana. Dana came on Twitter briefly to tell everybody that she was sorry for being MIA. Dana's mother has cancer, and she's helping her through it with her family. So she's having family time.
Yep. That is totally understandable. Been through it. So
yeah.
If the door is always open for her whenever if she can, the door is always open.
Yep.
Forever. We love Kelly, and I'd love to see you. I want to see what she does next. She's funny. I want to see her in more stuff because I think she's actually really funny.
She's got a comedy coming up that she was really super psyched about when I talked to her. It's it's pretty much all females, and it's directed by a woman named Nicole. I want to say Paisan. I hope I didn't mispronounce it. And she said, for those fans of Kelly Maxwell, you're not going to be disappointed. She said, that's all I can say about it. But she's looking at doing comedy. That's going to be her next thing.
I think she's cut out for that.
Yeah.
She's really funny. So I'm looking forward to it.
Lucy Lawless has a new show coming.
Yes, she does.
For people that are interested, she's got the first Australian series on Netflix called Tidelands. Now, I don't know how central she will be to it. Her role is Roma, and it's basically about an island legend of sirens, half human, half sirens. And it's supernatural, so she's not straying too far. And that's what Lucy's doing thus far. And she may be writing a book with Bruce in the future.
Nice. What's Tidelands coming out on? Is it got a network attached or anything? Or
Netflix.
Oh shit. Okay, we'll watch it. We'll check it out. I'm still in the search for additional shows for the summer, so we don't have a quiet summer like last summer. We ended up only covering Preacher for like a month, which I don't want to do.
Well, so we're doing Burn Notice, right?
Yeah, we're doing Burn Notice, but I want to do current live shows. I want to try to. That's our bread and butter. That's what brings in the views. So I want to try to at least be doing 3 shows that are running, not like just Luke Cage, which is dropping all at once, and because it's looking kind of thin right now, to be honest with you. So like even 12 Monkeys, it's only for 4 weeks.
We have Cloak and Dagger, which will
or is it 4 weeks? Or is it a week?
It's 4 weeks. Yeah, it's one. One night.
It's one. It's how many episodes are there?
So there are 12 episodes. So it's 3 episodes a night for 4 weeks.
Okay, and then Cloak and Dagger, we're doing a 2-hour premiere, and then it is weekly after that. So, and honestly, I mean, I'll stick with it as long as it's good. I don't know if I want to have another Krypton experience.
How's your father actually said just do a second viewings of Krypton over the summer?
No, I'd rather stick a pencil in my eye, but
yeah,
I could do it.
Krypton's bad.
STD retrospective, I'd rather watch Krypton.
There's a Doctor Who trailer that'll be coming out June 18th.
Oh, I am done with Doctor Who. I am off that show.
It's Twitch. Twitch is actually going to be showing all the Doctor Who episodes in order, the nonstop. They're basically just going to be doing Doctor Who.
Yeah, because they have the streaming. Because Amazon has the streaming. That's awesome. Yeah, Twitch is they're starting to come. They got to work on their interface a little bit.
Yeah,
but we might do something over. It depends. I mean, if we see the wind blowing that way, I kind of like YouTube. I like how YouTube's set up. And we're not gamers, so. But I'll watch it. I'll watch it right up to season. I'll watch the first season of Capaldi, but and nothing against Capaldi. Yeah, that's right. I hate women. That's right. Why do you hate women? Doctor Who comment. Yep, exactly. That's it. I hate my wife and my moms. I hate them. No. I just the storytelling went to crap, and I'm out I'm not interested anymore. I still like the old stuff.
I was disappointed with Capaldi's regen. I thought it was going to be much more impactful than it was. I was very disappointed with his last show. And I seem to be the only person on the face of the earth that was.
No, you were not. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of people being quiet because of what Johnny was joking about there, about just the direction of the show, because we're going to get accused of being misogynist or anything. No, the show just went to crap. It just wasn't. It needs to be canceled and brought back in some other form. And and Capaldi was shown such a disservice because he was a great doctor with shitty writing, and that was so. They took a year off for that, Susan. I mean,
yeah,
he took a year off and then phoned it in. And I'm talking about Moffat. And this is somebody who I have defended. And yeah, I was really disappointed. And listen, I fucking love Doctor Who. Okay. I love Doctor Who. I got Doctor Who freaking tattoos, and I will always love Doctor Who. And it just ended with Matt Smith for me. That's just it, just in my head. It's all good. Chin, I always call him Chin Ball. I'm sorry. Chibnall. He could come out with some epic stuff, but his stuff that he did write during Russell T Davies era and Moffat's era was like some of the worst ones. So yeah, sorry.
Movie Fanobi says Grace is on Twitch now. She'll give you a referral discount. Please don't Twitch yet.
No, I will. Nah. Yeah, a lot of people are moving to Twitch. It's weird. A lot of the full-time YouTubers are going over there because they think they can get Twitch is offering them a little more money. But honestly, I'll ask you guys in there, are you guys watching Twitch, or are you guys watching a lot of Twitch, or do you still watch a lot of YouTube? It's good to have competition, and I have an account over there. I haven't put anything up. But you know what? I don't like to spread our stuff out. I like to keep it right here. The website is for the audio podcast, and this is where you see everything. Johnny Pappas never watches it. Our good friend John is over there with TPK Games, doing his Dungeons and Dragons thing. TPK Games, you can go check it out. I think he's still doing stuff over there. They're really long. They're really long.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 hours long.
Yeah. So bless them. Carlos
Negron.
Yes.
Twitch my balls is what
Twitch my balls. No, thank you, but thank you for the offer, Carlos. Dennis can do that. I'm just kidding.
Nope, not gonna do it. Penn Farm Girl says Humans returns on June 5th and Hotel Artemis on June 8th. I'm looking forward to Hotel Artemis. That looks really good, especially since they keep bringing out the line that Jodie Foster says, we're going to hell in a handbasket full of blood and shit.
That's a movie, right?
It's a movie, yes.
Yeah, Hotel. Yeah. Okay, so So as far as Humans, I will give Humans, I'll give it a go. If it's coming out in June 5th, damn, I got to hurry up, but I've got a weekend. I can get through it. It's what season is it on?
3.
It's on season 3, so I can do, and it's like 10 episode seasons, 13 episode seasons.
It's 8 or 10. I can't remember offhand.
Shit,
it's a British.
So yeah, so if I like it, we'll roll with it. Screw it, because we need content. But it's got we do have our quote unquote standards here, except for STD.
Wow. Speaking of standards, movie Fanobi, I don't know if I can actually repeat that to Susan.
She can read. Can Susan see the chat yet?
I don't know if Susan.
No, I can't.
So movie Fanobi says, and he was talking to Carlos Negron, I believe, Susan can serenade your balls, but the price is steep.
That is dirty. Guys.
Yes.
Only over the phone.
Yes, and
behave yourself.
And for that kind of action, it's going to be $12.99 a minute for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I get loud there? A YouTube video just blasted my ears. Okay, so Susan, here is a link to the video so you can see the chat.
Oh, Apple Crow says, I'm still very wary of Hotel Artemis, but I'm hoping it's just the cuts of the trailer. Every early review that I've been hearing about it here and there says it's actually a lot of fun. It's nothing it's supposed to be in the vein of John Wick.
Yeah, okay, so to me it looks like it's trying a little hard, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that one. Here you go, Susan. I'm gonna message you. You could see the message on the screen, right? Hang on.
Yeah, Movie for Nobody says, ooh, $12.99, Dennis. Wow, Dennis knows. Yes, I do. I do.
And that
Johnny
was a discount.
What was that?
That was a discount.
That was a discount, yeah. Yes, Movie for Nobody, Hotel Artemis, the John Wick side pocket universe. That's what I've always... They look like it to me. Like a little bit in the future universe of John Wick. But no, it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, it looks like something that I could go and use my movie pass and go and see and have fun for an afternoon. Movie for no, take that back.
I can see two of me now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Hang on, let me get rid of that other one. Let's see if that works.
What happened there?
Dude, my computer just like went. I didn't like what I was doing, so it told me to fuck off, and now I'm back. Did you miss me while I was gone?
He cloned himself.
I did. Hi, everybody. Sorry. This is a little late. Better late than never, Susan. But yeah, I'll show you how to so Susan can read the chat. Yeah, you got to be able to read the chat.
Yeah,
because they're talking a lot of shit about you, Susan. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they were. They were early on. They were talking a lot of shit about you. So we kind of cleaned up a lot of it. So.
I broke YouTube. Yeah, right. No, that was weird. Yeah, I was trying to send Susan the link, and it just the Chrome went bye. So,
wow.
I broke YouTube. You gotta turn it down, Susan. Susan the link, and it just
That's weird.
Bye. Susan.
Wow. Yep.
Oh yeah. You got to turn that YouTube down. We can hear it. Turn it down. It's echoing. That's
Gary from the future stuff.
I gotta mute her. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I guess she was looking it up, but here I can unmute her there. Why don't you read some chat, Dennis?
That's what I was doing. Yeah. Penn Farm Girl says we love and respect Susan. Definitely. And Matt S says Gary from the future stopped you. That's why you got booted off. It was a time shift. It was the Gary from the future who came from the past and came back to the future to the present, but then got lost along the way, and then stopped at Juanita's, got a carne asada burrito, and then got to the present again and took care of that. If everyone follows that, I feel for you. Yes, that is the Legion version of Neurotic, Mark Maginot.
It is. Right.
STD Gary. Host Gary. They're coming up with different Garys now. Jody says, come on, Gary, you can tell us the truth. It's because you accidentally transformed into Doomcock, right?
I did. I
didn't want to reveal your secret identity.
It did. Hang on.
And then Carlos Negron says tacos de tripa from TJ. Artemis Over Easy says, did Susan just go into the mainframe? Yes, we actually had to slip her into the mainframe to save her.
We did.
So I am not Harvey Cthulhu. Trust me, I am not Harvey Cthulhu. Although that's what he would say too, but that is the truth. Viking bitch, yeah, Fanobi. Now that Susan can see you, you have to behave. That's not going to stop him. That's never going to stop him. But looks like we're having a little technical problem with Susan there on that one.
Well, yeah, I couldn't. I muted her because we were getting echoes, and then she left the chat. So I'm trying to get her email back up.
Oh, there she is. She's in the chat. She says, "Sure." There we are.
There we go. Hang on. Shoot me that email again, Dennis, in the message.
Yes, I will.
There you go. Ed Brewer, what's up? Yeah, Susan will be coming back in our chat. We were just getting this horrible echo and I was hearing myself, which I really don't understand how you guys can deal with it, because but we're gonna bring you right back, Susan. Yeah, because something happened there.
Susan is one of us, as Viking Bitch says. Yeah, Susan is going to start trolling you guys now that she's on here.
Oh my God, she should. That'd be hilarious. There we go. There you go, Susan. Here it comes.
There we go.
Artemis over easy. What's up? Admiral Leighton. I like that.
There she is.
Yep.
Admiral Leighton.
There we go.
We're still getting that echo, Susan.
Really?
You just got to pause the video. There's a video that's playing, and you just got to pause it.
Oh no, you got to just pause it or mute the sound
or mute it. Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
There we go.
There we go.
There we are. It's a little tricky at first there.
Yep. Oh, I hope she's not one of the evil admirals on Star Trek, right, Mako? Well, they weren't evil; they were incompetent buffoons. They were, the one good admiral died immediately. No, he wasn't good; he was overconfident and stupid. But oh my God, that shows up for Saturn Awards. That is the next Doomcock and Nerdrotic video. Doomcock, you're probably not watching; you're busy. Conquering the world, but dude, we need to do a video on the Saturn Awards tomorrow.
The Saturn Awards are I don't know, they're like a dream come true for me, because it's like David Lynch's world is colliding with the Michigan Mafia. So it's like Kyle MacLachlan, David Lynch, Bruce Campbell, everybody from Ash vs. Evil Dead. I'm like, wow, this is like a dream.
That's awesome. Where do they have them? Just in LA or
Burbank? Last year it was in Burbank. And if you guys are interested, you might want to see if you can get press passes.
Oh hell yeah! When is it?
The thing of it is I was just on their website. All it says is June. Now last year they were there. It was like June 26th, something like that. It's toward the end of the month. Keep on checking their website. And I would look into seeing who's the PR person on it and see if you can get press passes for it. And then you can see if you can talk to people in the line.
Oh, I am so all over. So it was June 28th. It's the weekend after VidCon. I could just take a week off and stay down there.
Oh, it's up now? They have a date now?
No, I'm looking at last year's. So it's probably end of June. The thing is, I don't think they wanted to compete with VidCon, which I will be at. I will be at VidCon, folks. That'll be fun. We need to do that, Dennis. We need to get press. Susan, we need to get press to the Saturn Awards. That would be fucking awesome.
It would be.
Let
you can
me
ask
know.
Jason Isaacs why his show sucks.
Trek at Jody. Whenever you see an admiral visiting, you know she's up to no good, says Mako, right? No good in the sense of they will fuck up and get themselves killed, kidnapped, or make a bad decision. It was it's the admirals of bad decisions. I think because I couldn't remember her name, I started calling her Admiral Bad Decision, because it was God. The writing in that show it's textbook bad. You could tell they took Brian Fuller's layouts and tried to make scripts out of everything. Like nobody tried to think of anything on their own. And spore drives and sonar in space, I don't know. It's a toss up between torches on a spaceship and sonar in space.
Because that always works,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, because those sound waves in the vacuum,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They can ping back. Come on. That happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all the time.
We use the word science in the sentence, so that makes it science, which is what's passing for science these days.
Yeah. The Real Rebel asks, anybody know when Man in the High Castle is coming back? They haven't announced when season 3 is going to be released as of yet.
So Leighton can be pronounced Leighton. Mako. I'm so glad I never watched STD. Viking Bitch, I challenge you. This is a challenge.
Oh no, don't do it. It's a trap.
Challenge. It is a trap. It is a trap. But it's a good practice of patience And it's kind of like going in the basement before a fight. You go down in the basement, you train, you get roughed up a little bit, get your nerd calluses, whatever. Fake science, says Eddie Fong. Yes, for sure. Star Trek and Star Wars are science flavored fiction. All your money, says all your money. Like your name. That is true. That is true. Star Wars. I mean, I always look at Star Wars as fantasy first, but I'm sure most people do.
Bad Bunny says wear a condom.
Oh, get a tetanus shot while we're at it.
Yeah. The results from the clinic are in. No, sorry.
You are not the father. Johnny Papa says you're making him watch Farscape. It's only fair.
It's only Johnny, you just shots fired.
Wow.
Mark says STD is the best show never. Okay. Oh, Johnny, them's fighting words, since Viking bitch. Guys. Johnny, you don't want to mess with Viking bitch, dude. I know you're a badass in your own right, but man, I don't know.
Mufanubi says yes, Holdo. Jody, sorry, I just lost that one. The Real Rebel says most science fiction is all your money.
Yes. Gary, I want to hire a bouncer to push you around at Comic-Con and call you a space cadet. Says, how's your father?
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, remind me of the old days. Remind me when I was a kid. No, I'm glad that happened. It toughened me up. There you go.
Yeah, Albuquerque. I watched the STD pilot too. That's the only thing I've watched out of it. And you said you were done in a few minutes in. I was actually kind of screaming at the screen for the entire episode. When I told them about it, when I told Gary and John about it, they were like, yeah, you're not doing the podcast. And then, of course, what happened?
Well, okay. So, yeah, we're not going to do too much inside baseball there. That podcast did very well for us.
Yes, it did.
So it did very, very well. And it's because there's John likes a lot of different stuff than I do. But I could at least, I don't know, I'm pretty good at entertaining the thought, even though there's no way I'm going to like it. I'll entertain the thought of somebody possibly liking it. I think that's only fair. So we tried to be fair about it, And then Doom comes out and just eviscerates it, which is awesome. I shred it, though. The last episode, I had enough. I was like, the gloves are off. Yes. So, our friend Feisty fan, who's a patron out there, we're still alive out there. She has a GoFundMe. So she is attempting to own a comic store that just got purchased. It's in parts unknown. I used to know the owner, and I know Feisty. I can vouch for her. She's got a GoFundMe, and she needs $15,000 to buy into this comic store and to help it survive. She is the thing that will help it survive. There's a lot of inside baseball with it. She has two partners. One of them's active. One of them really isn't. One of them's less than active. And she wants to realize her dream to own a comic store. $15,000 might not be a lot to some and a lot to others. And I think I could definitely back her. And I know her. She's a good person and a person worth backing. So we'll put the description in a video here. A few bucks here and there, but a few bucks here and there from enough people could help her realize her dream. And owning a comic shop's awesome. It is. Yeah. I did it for 10 years. Loved it.
I did it for a lot less, but yes. Agent Future says, do you think we'll ever get a Fringe revival? Yeah, we have. It's called Counterpart. It's on Stars.
And it's better.
Yes.
And it's better. Oh God, I can't wait for Counterpart season 2.
Yes.
We
had some casting news.
Oh, we already talked about it last week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. James Cromwell's coming in. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
But I can't believe J.K. Simmons is still doing farmers commercials. I'm like, dude. Oh, it makes money.
That's money for him. And it's a national spot. So I'm sure he gets some nice bank for that. So he's still out there. God love him. He's great. He's a great guy.
I was thinking, and Feisty, don't cry. There's you don't need to cry. We love you, Feisty. We want you to succeed. So her friend, if Feisty did not put this up, by the way, it was the Nerd Wonder, the wonderful Nerd Wonder put it up. So you can find it on GoFundMe. Just again, I'll put the link in the description. But if you Google I think Feisty fan, if you go Google GoFundMe and Feisty fan, it'll come up.
Come on. How's your father says yes, but which J.K. Simmons is doing the commercials? It's Alpha Howard, I think.
Yes, it's Howard Alpha.
Yes. And Mark Maggio says, "Come on, Dennis. Counterpart is so much better than Fringe."
Bad Bunny says, "I have to watch Fringe LSD every so often." Season 3, episode 16. LSD? I don't remember that one. I need to rewatch it. I probably saw it and didn't remember. I liked the show a lot. I thought it was really good.
The show was good. It was fun, but Counterpart is really well done. And it's really good. It's like, what would have happened if Fringe had taken itself a little more seriously and had some better writers and wasn't governed by J.J. Abrams?
Wow.
I think it was good because he wasn't really, that in charge, I thought.
No, it was more, what's his name? Kurtzman and Orts. Kurtzman and Orts. I can never remember the two that were always with J.J. Abrams, but they were the ones that ran Fringe.
And Kurtzman's running freaking STD right now.
See, it takes both of them together. Thank you, Feisty fan. $1.99.
She says hi, Susan.
Hi, Feisty.
Johnny Nada, what's up? Feisty fan, all the best with your endeavors. That's awesome. Yeah, she it's gonna happen. We're gonna make this happen. It's gonna be awesome.
People want a Sliders they want a Sliders revival.
Oh, my wife Melissa would be so down for that. She loves that show.
Mako said Fringe had the brilliant Alex Kurtzman on board, writer of STD, Transformers, and The Mummy.
Yeah, he was the better part. Akiva Goldsmith is in there too. He's in the writing room. Ooh.
Yeah.
So where did you hear that, Susan? Is that like news? Is that that actually going to happen?
It's not really news. It's just that like some fans of Sliders were like, on Twitter, because I was talking to some of them. They're like, let's bring that show back. And I was like, oh, wow, there's something I haven't heard of in a while.
They bring that up like every couple of years. Let's bring back Sliders. And it's like, no.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, you bring something up every couple of years and the timing hits and it happens,
Well, I want to bring back the Dick Van Dyke Show because Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore are still alive. And I want to see Mary Tyler Moore go, oh, Rob, one more time.
Dead.
Is she
She's
dead?
Dead, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Wow. Okay. I must have been in an alternate timeline.
That would be a show, dude.
Wow.
Sliders was an interesting concept that went off the rails. It's something you could bring back. Believe me, they'll try, especially when Sci-Fi scrapes the bottom of the barrel.
I'm pitching Circle of Fear. Netflix, Hulu,
isn't that
Amazon.
STD?
If anybody's listening out there, some executive, because we never know, I'm pitching Circle of Fear, an old 1970s show that lasted like a fast minute on NBC. Sebastian Cabot from Family Affair actually narrated it for part of it. But it was a great horror anthology series that had seriously messed up storylines that I think could be reworked and redone. So I'm going to pitch that someday.
I've never heard of the show. Never. So
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to revive all the television shows that nobody's ever heard of from my childhood. That's one of them.
Hell yeah.
See, I want to revive Manimal. That's always still been a dream of mine, that I want Manimal, and everyone knows this. That's been Been here. Manimal is one of those ones, and my really obscure one that I want to revive, the Phoenix. I don't know if everyone remembers the Phoenix. It was some guy who Gary would have liked it. It was very woo-woo. It was the guy using pyramid brain power. And he used to be able to move things with his mind and stuff like that. I think it got like 2 seasons, and then it got killed off really quickly.
When was this? When was this on?
Oh God, Manimal was in the mid or the 80s. Phoenix, I want to say, was like late 70s, really early 80s.
Wow, I wonder how I missed that.
Yeah,
we'll bring that back with the magician Bill Bixby.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. I love that show.
God. Yeah, how come I don't remember the show? Yeah, it came out in 82.
The Phoenix?
The Phoenix.
Yeah. And who's the actor again? He was in like everything in the 70s and 80s. The main actor.
Judson Scott? No.
No, it's the guy with the blonde hair.
Shit. There's no description for guy with blonde hair. What was his name? Yago? Mira?
Just at the very top there.
Richard Lynch?
No, Richard Lynch was the bad guy. So Richard Lynch was the bad guy in everything during that time. I will find it.
E.G. Marshall was in it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, like I said, it was like a who's who of like who was in this stuff. It was very, very weird.
Yeah, looks terrible.
It was really horrible. But you know me, I love the really cheesy stuff.
Well, yeah. Yes, you do. All right. Let's go to the chat one more time, and then we're going to wrap it up because I got to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to be hosting Thunderdome tomorrow. I got to talk to Englentine about that, though, because I'm going to be late. But yes, I'm going to be hosting on somebody else's channel tomorrow. I'll give you details on the website. How was D&D, Feisty? She was off at D&D. That's why she wasn't listening to us.
Oh.
Space 1999. Fuck yeah, Johnny Pappas.
Yeah.
I love that
show. Yes.
And by the way, that was Judson Scott, wwho was the lead in Phoenix there.
Yeah, he was Khan's right-hand man.
Yeah.
Said Philip Demick. Thank you, Philip.
Yes. Yeah, he was in everything. I mean, just everything from the late 70s to the mid 80s.
Reboot Moonlight and Earth Above and Beyond.
Earth 2. Earth 2 is actually awesome.
Blake 7 says James Hayes. What's up, James? Yeah, Blake 7 would be awesome.
Brandon Reed, I think you mean Space Above and Beyond.
Yeah. Right? How about reboot Airhawk?
Airhawk. They tried doing that actually.
They did, I thought.
Yeah.
Millennium.
Millennium. Now, that supposedly is being talked about. Chris Carter's been thinking about that and talking about with Lance Henriksen for years now.
Yeah. I don't want Chris Carter anywhere near it after seeing what he did with the X-Files.
And Greatest American Hero is happening. That is being remade.
No, it got canceled.
It got
already?
Yeah. Yeah, they had it in the can, the pilot. They looked at it, and then ABC said, "Nope, this isn't ready," and they shit canned it.
They did that old. Remember that show you liked? Remember the thing in the show you liked? We're not going to do any of that, but we're going to call it the same thing as the show you liked.
Yeah.
Okay. For one, there's no Robert Culp character, and they really. Alpha Crow keeps saying BPRD. Fuck yes, there needs to be a BPRD show.
Yeah.
God yes,
but it needs to be on Amazon.
It needs to be on Amazon, and it needs to be like Mike Mignola needs to be involved, and Ben Edlin needs to write it. Like he needs to be the showrunner.
Viking Bitch says someone stick a ball gag in Chris Carter's mouth and lock him in a basement. Chain him up in a basement. Yes.
That is dark, but he might like it. You never know.
Wow.
Robert Culp was half the show, and the sound effect of the flying through the air. You're damn right, Luke Lucas.
And he always crashed into something whenever he took off or landed.
I love that Robert Culp. What are you doing? He was funny, dude.
Anyone remember Captain Power? I remember Captain Power. Captain Power was awesome.
Yep.
He had those really cheesy toys, the ones that were supposed to be powered by whatever rays were coming through the TV screen to talk to your toy.
Well, can we bring back Shazam and Almighty Isis? Yes.
Yeah. Well, they did bring back Isis on Legends of Tomorrow.
Really?
Supposedly.
Well, yeah, they called a girl Isis who looked like she was shopping at Stonestown Galleria. I mean, she never used her powers. That's what CW shows are. It's like they got a guy named Adam who never puts on his costume and makes like little smirky things, and they always come up with reasons not to put on his costume. So yeah. So they have an Isis, but she's not Isis. But she is.
Her power was basically she just blew a lot of wind. That was all it was.
Yep. Cleopatra 2025.
Yeah. Cleopatra 2525. Yeah. Jack of all trades. Definitely Jack of all trades.
Yep.
That would be awesome to bring back. That still, I was actually in school getting my second degree in media art and animation. I was in an animation class. Actually, for my final reel, I used a line from Jack of all trades to animate to. And it's over, and I had heard it over and over again so much because I was, working on this that it just stuck in my head. And it's one of the cheesy one-liners that Bruce Campbell would always say, and it was "Poker, I hardly even know her."
Oh,
and he starts laughing. Yeah, those are the good old days.
Yeah,
and we'll never bring them back, but somebody will try.
Yeah.
Oh, they keep trying. Did you get a good grade in that class?
That was actually for my final, so I graduated because of that. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I worked on that damn project for over a month on animating that thing, and it was only just that one little snippet because I had to get through that one class in order to, and that ended up on my reel.
Nice. Is your reel still around?
It's someplace around
YouTube?
Here. It's not on YouTube, no. Oh, but I do have it.
2 of my reels are floating around on YouTube. Yeah, that makes me think of my last project. We had our project in our really quick film school that we went through. We had 3 subjects that got mixed up, and then you picked them and you had to make a movie on that subject, and you had to make the film. You had to write it, shoot it, act it, complete it in 48 hours. So we did, I got Pandora's Box. And so what did it say? It had to have, it was Greek. It had to be with a Greek story. It had to be a Greek tale from Greek mythology. It had to have gangsters, and it had to have a freezer. So
I remember this.
I turned Pandora's Box into a freezer and shot it. It's fucking terrible, but it's funny. But I'll never show it to anybody. It's out there if you really look hard, though. It's called The Freezer. And it came out the same day Avatar did. I made a big deal that it released the same day as Avatar. It might be better than Avatar. It might be.
Definitely it's better than Avatar.
Thanks,
I already know that. Yeah, the other thing that I did for my 2D animation class was are all men from the future such loudmouth braggarts? Nope, just me, baby. Just me. From Army of Darkness. And I had that as the animation was Elvis riding a horse up to a dragon, and the dragon is the one that actually asks him that, and Elvis.
Dude, I want to see this stuff. You need to find it.
I want to see this. Now
I have it. I will dig it out. Yes.
Susan, I'll show you the freezer.
I want to see that.
Jordan Peele is bringing back the Twilight Zone. Anytime somebody brings back the Twilight Zone, Brandon, I am in. I am 100% in. Because I've actually, dude, I've liked all 3 versions that have come out. I've not hated any of them.
I think Lovecraft Country is going to be more interesting, though.
Where and when is that?
HBO. When, I don't know. I can't remember. I know I covered it, but yeah.
Oh, that's but is it going to be all like in the South and racial? And just like,
I don't know. I know
once in a while is fine. I just hope it's not super heavy-handed and stuff. And
it's in the 50s of the South, so it is going to be.
It's going to be Jim Crow laws. That's what they're going to do.
Nah.
But I don't think it's going to be about that. It's going to be more about. It's going to mix it in, of course.
Yeah. It's going to be about that, but it's also going to be about supernatural elements that an uncle and his nephew and the nephew's girlfriend have to fight while they're going through the South during this turbulent period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. I don't know if that's I'll try it. I'll try anything. Speaking of copycatting, anyone else see the trailer for 2001 Space Odyssey ripoff? What's the 2001 Space Odyssey ripoff?
I don't know.
What's it called? Did I miss that one?
I don't know which one that is either.
Apple Crow was talking about it. Well, I want to see it now. Now I'm curious. Did anybody see Arrival? Not Arrival. What's that movie you were talking about? That oh my god.
Annihilation.
Annihilation. Did you end up seeing Annihilation? Was that any good?
Not. It's out now, so I'm actually on DVD. So I was thinking of actually just taking a look at the digital version of it. I just didn't get a chance to. Miko says, I saw it and read all the novels.
The Sailing Coconut says, I am an Expanse fan, watching season 1 and helped on the Twitter campaign. Awesome.
Very cool.
Thank you.
And welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. We freaking love I love the Expanse. I've been drinking, breathing it for the last couple weeks. Oh my god, the victory feels so fucking good. Just that it actually worked. It's there's a jaded, cynical part of me saying they were going to do all this shit all along, but I'm going to side with we helped. I think we really fucking helped. I think it made a difference. I think if nobody would have said anything, I don't think Jeff Bezos would have taken it over. And flying a fucking plane over Amazon was epic. That is, yeah. I don't see Star Trek Discovery fans doing that anytime soon.
Mark Maginot says Annihilation is great. Matt S says Annihilation kind of meh. Polly Simeon says Annihilation is good. Some themes similar to the Expanse proto-molecule.
Interesting.
Excuse me.
Johnny Nada said it was great. If you like Lovecraft, you'll like it, Gary. Plus, it's on Netflix. Okay.
Eddie Fong says Annihilation great. Johnny Nada says Annihilation was great. So
there are STD fans, Bad Bunny. Go read some of the comments on our videos.
Yeah. There are some people that really are fighting for that. So
I got called all kinds of things, man. Mm-hmm. A live action series of Gary's microphone. Think Toy Story meets Wreck-It Ralph meets The Expanse meets Counterpart. Oh, and he has 5 sidekicks. I need 5 sidekicks just to get around my house and find my keys. Help me find my keys. This room, the action figures. This is my live studio audience besides you guys, but they do come to life and they mess up my room. I do, and my kids.
He actually, all the plays that he writes, he actually performs for them.
I do the plays.
Say that.
Shh, you're not supposed to tell people about the fucking plays, Dennis. Fuck, Susan, you still with us?
I am here.
Okay, Johnny Papa said he didn't hate it, which means it's the greatest movie ever.
It's all right.
Blind people or idiots? I don't. Bad Bunny, I would call it just people have different tastes, and some is good and some is not. That's as mean as I'll get about it. I think a lot of people were liking it out of spite. If you want, read between the lines on that one. It got political. Okay, the show got political. Like everything's gotten political, but it's just bad. Like if it was actually good, I would admit it was good. I don't care about like who's casted in or anything, but it was like legit written horribly. Can they salvage it? Sure, they can. They if they got a new writer and let that writer just like completely erase everything from season 1 or just forget about it. Just don't ever reference it again. Yeah, I think if Noah Hawley took over Star Trek Discovery, it would be good with the same characters.
But it would have to have some more dance scenes in it too.
I'd be okay with that. It would make more sense than Sonar in Space.
Mufinobi says Annihilation is very good. Also, Dennis, forget DVD. Use that big high def screen. It's beautifully visual movie like Blade Runner 2049. Slow pacing, but in both, but good. I don't know, man. Blade Runner 2049 did not sell me. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those people that liked that movie. It looked pretty, but it just killed me. Yeah.
I could see a Mr. Robot series with me as the main. No, because that would be drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, if it was 20 years ago. But Ellie is way smarter than me. Okay, just way smarter than me. It would be just a series of me, ripping off people and then buying drugs. It'd be really boring. Being a podcaster instead of a programmer. I could be like Alex Jones. I can, put tinfoil on my head. And the frogs are gay.
Agent Future, yeah. So far that Lock and Key deal isn't done at Netflix, and like, it's been almost picked up so many times and hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Listen. That's
what I'm thinking.
I disagree. I think Lock and Key is tailor-made as a TV show. That's why it's like insane how they can't get this made. It must be how they're pitching it.
It's how they're pitching it. Yeah, well, it's definitely how they're pitching it.
It needs to get away from IDW. IDW right now is in
flailing.
Oh God, they're flailing. There's another YouTuber out there who's been showing because they're publicly traded. You can go look at their books whenever you want. Holy crap! You see stuff like liquid cash they have like at the time they did the taxes, and you see like $3,000 for a company that makes comic books. Like their liquid was $3,000. I was like, what? I was rubbing my eyes. I'm like, am I seeing this right? So IDW doesn't make a lot of money. Okay. It's a side project. The guys probably have other jobs somewhere. They do hire people freelance, and yes, a lot more money comes through. They have some licenses that they sell, but it's surprising like how little money they've made in the last couple months. So they really need Lock and Key to go somewhere and make some money, or it's going to go out of business.
Yeah.
Sooner than later. IDW's done. Like I give it 9 more months before it folds.
They still have the place. I mean, I drive past it occasionally here and there. It's over here in San Diego.
Yep.
Over in Liberty Station. And I actually walk past it every now and then when I'm walking the dog, because it's a great place to walk the dog out there. And it's very interesting. That's all I'll say.
It's sad what's happened to their company. They kind of shot themselves in the foot, but they also bought a lot of properties, and their comics were very expensive, and their art was always kind of meh to me.
Yeah.
Stories
traced.
There's tons of 3D models and tracing, and it's just they didn't check that stuff, and that's honestly what most comic art is nowadays, and I don't like it. I read their comic when I read Lock and Key. I read Angel when they did Angel on the Spike series. And when Ben Templesmith did with them was great, Cal McDonald, but losing Steve Niles though was huge for them,
Dark Horse seems to be doing well though. Resident Alien, a lot of their stuff, they're getting a deal with their library now.
This is their third try at doing TV. They keep coming back like every 5 to 8 years. Something like that, where they have another revival, like, okay, we can actually try and sell our stuff again. And then they do it 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 again and then no one buys it, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go back down, and they come back up again, because it's like at least the third time I can think of that I know that they've been trying to get back into TV again. So
Dark Horse is a smart company because
they are.
They don't saturate.
No,
let's not forget. They've had 3 great comic book movies: The Mask, Hellboy 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. I love them all. And they're an awesome. They I think they're located in Milwaukee now. They were smart and got the hell out of the West Coast, so their rent was a little lower. And I'm forgetting the owner's name right now, but the guy's a genius. Richardson. Yeah, Mike Richardson. The guy's a fucking genius. So yeah, I hope they succeed. I do, because I love Dark Horse, and their Star Wars stuff was so fucking good. So good. Infinities. Remember Infinities, Dennis?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, those were good. Like alternate universe for the original trilogy. That was great. Dark Empire, and oh my god, Aliens versus Predators. They were the first comic book company to use digital coloring because they used Colorcraft out of San Diego. A friend of mine worked for. Yeah. Time Cop and good stuff.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah. Army of Darkness, the Army of Darkness comic, which is beautiful. Yeah.
Well, you know why? My name is Bruce.
My name is Bruce.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. They did that movie, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they did do that movie.
And they did The Man with the Screaming Brain.
That's right.
Comic series. And they also did The Hire for BMW, which I picked up and read. So they've done some interesting stuff.
Yep.
The Real Rebel says, isn't Dark Horse owned by Fox? No, they are not.
Oh wow. IDW closed down the comic art gallery here in San Diego. That's a sign right there.
Well, they couldn't keep that open any longer. It was just
because they couldn't afford it.
Yeah, it was too much money.
Which is a sign of not having liquid money when you can't afford to do things. Here's irony. Netflix passes on The Expanse, but decides to air The Covenant, starring Stephen Strait and Sebastian Stan. That is kind of funny. And they also they passed on it because they had because it was always going to Amazon. They also have Lost in Space, and they're betting on Lost in Space. Lost in Space is no Expanse.
Bad Bunny says Joss Whedon is associated with Dark Horse. Actually, Jed Whedon is associated with Dark Horse because he did the RoboCop.
Joss Whedon is. They do Buffy season. They're doing season 11 and the Buffy comics. They're good.
Yeah, but Jed was actually working more with Dark Horse than Josh was. Josh, did Buffy, but he worked a lot more with Marvel, and Jed was actually more on the Dark Horse end.
Well, Jed was doing the IDW stuff with Angel, and he was doing when Joss was out directing movies, which he's not doing now. I think he is writing comic books. I think he is writing the next Buffy series, I believe. I don't know how much. I know his brother. Yes. Actually, his brother is more busy than he is for the first time probably ever, and last time ever.
Well, he's not going to be anymore after next year because that's going to be the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They've got one more season.
God, was somebody put that show down?
Yeah, it's next season. It's the last season. It's done. Thank God. And they only have 13 episodes. They got pared down from the 23 I think they had before.
Yep. Oh man, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing.
Could go on for another hour though. Like we've had a lot of viewers hanging in there, and that's awesome. Don't go just yet, folks, because we're going to talk about our next podcast. I'll be hosting on another channel, and go to nerdrotic.com. I'll have all the details because I know them not right now. Dennis, thanks some people in the chat.
All right. Actually just adjusting my light there because my light was not working all that well. I want to thank Matt S., Carlos Negron, Bad Bunny, Mark Maginot, Movie Fanobi, Penn Farm Girl, James Hayes, Apple Crow, the delightful Apple Crow, Polly Simeon, Johnny Pappas, The Real Rebel, Sean Gallo, Brandon Reed, and Bishop Pax, the Sailing Coconut. Welcome aboard. Matt S. Excuse me. Ed Brewer, how's it going? Thomas Smart, Artemis Over Easy, Agent Future, welcome aboard. And a few more people here. Rubicon Alpha. Mako, how's it going? Viking Bitch, I know Viking Bitch had to leave, I think, here.
Oh,
John Nada, I think she did. I don't know. All Your Money, which is a great name. Eddie Fong. And Feisty Fan. Feisty, how's it going? We also had Lubella. How's that going, Lubella? And I know I said, how's your father already here? And everyone else that I wasn't able to get to in the chat. Philip A. Demick. John Nada, I've already said. Luke Lucas. Jody. I forgot about Jody. How could I forget about Jody? Seriously. There we go. Thank you,
Jody. Yeah. And here are our wonderful patrons. And while you see them, I'm going to have to, I also want to thank, I got to make a new graphic because we've gotten Marcel and Chad Welsh. Thank you both for signing up to our Patreon. And our Patreon has 3 tiers. We got $1, which is a tip jar, basically. And we say thank you. And you get to make video suggestions. $5 tier, where you get 3 exclusive comic books from my comic book store. There was exclusive comic book covers. And they all have my son on them. You get, and they're rare. So you can actually make, if you want to flip them, make a few bucks, totally down with it. You get 3 of those. There's a $15 tier where you get basically a loot crate box, but it's full of vintage figures and comic books and stuff, and you get 2 a year. So every 6 months you get one. So and yeah, check it out. It's patreon.com/nerdrotic if you'd like. But you know what, just subscribing and liking stuff is totally cool too. We appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us, and we really love doing this Friday night live thing.
Yes,
Susan's been around for a little while now, and we have the best chat on the internet, so we see a lot of new people in here. Welcome aboard. It's so much fun. I really look forward to this every week. So our next show we're recapping is Westworld, Sunday at 7:15 p.m. Who knows, we might pop up during the day on Sunday for a surprise live stream if we're not doing anything. But Monday I do a Nerdrotic Nooner at 12:30 p.m. and it's a solo live stream. Then we're doing with Feisty Fan. You see here in the chat, we were doing Farscape Monday night, 5:30 p.m. Then, of course, the week starts back up again with Legion and The Expanse on Wednesday. And Cloak and Dagger is going to be on Thursday. That's coming up too. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. Please go to nerdrotic.com to check out our schedule. It is all there.
And also sign up for and take a look on our Facebook page as well. Come on by. You can sign up there. We also have a podcast group chat, Nerdrotic podcast group chat as well, where you can talk to everybody that's here in the chat. Actually, we've got about 112 people that have joined so far. And you can post things there and you can talk to us there. And actually, it's just as fun as hanging out in the chat here. And everyone talks about different things. As a matter of fact, I think we all posted about 3 or 4 times that Legion got renewed for season 3. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. That's how many people told us that. And dude, that was great. That was great hearing from everybody. And I was so fucking happy when I saw that. Susan, you want to plug your wares?
Yeah.
Sure. You can catch me at 1428 Elm. I'm on Twitter at Susan on the Ledge. I'm on Facebook at the same call thing at Susan on the Ledge. And I'm on Instagram at Convergin. So that's where you can reach me. If you need to just want to holler, whatever, I'm there.
And that is Con, C-O-N, not Con.
Yeah, exactly.
So here is Feisty Fans GoFundMe. Okay. There's some work to be done, people. Okay. Now I say that I have not donated a cent yet, but mortgage was due today. So yeah, we'll take care of you Monday. And look, wonderful there's one of our people there. I see one of our people. I maybe shouldn't dox, but one of our people is there, and yeah, help her out. Anything helps. Okay. And again, I can completely 100% vouch for her. She has to be anonymous for reasons, for very good reasons. She will be coming out on her own on YouTube at the end of the year. But if you trust your old pal Gary here, yeah, I know her. I know her name. I know where she lives. But good person, damn good person. And she didn't start this. It was actually the Nerd Wonder. Who is a Nerd Wonder? We love the Nerd Wonder. If you haven't, check out her channel. She does drawing and she's really fun. She's funny, and a good person. Does a lot of good stuff like this. So yeah, if you want to help somebody realize a dream, couple bucks here, couple bucks there, if you can. If you can't, that's cool too. That's cool. We appreciate all of this. And we also, I have to acknowledge super chats, because I always forget. So first of all, John Bellman, thank you very much for $20. That is very generous and humbling. SD3 Movie Fanobi for $1.99. 1-900 Susan 69. Johnny Pappas, $1.99, keeping to the rules and regulations of the Nerdrotic chat. Dakota Stanton, I wouldn't, and then $5. And Feisty Fan saying hi, Susan, for $1.99. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. That's still, yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. That still gets weird, to be honest with you. So yeah, hopefully, if you're watching this in a video, sometimes YouTube likes to cut out the first half hour or so until it's done streaming. So maybe if you want to rewatch everything, wait 24 hours. But I've seen other places lately that hasn't been happening anymore. So maybe it doesn't happen to us.
Fingers crossed.
There you go. Fingers crossed. My Twitter's at Nerdrotics. Did you do your Twitter?
I have not. My Twitter is at DeForce. And Susan, what is your Twitter?
That's Susan on the Ledge.
Please follow us. I have, I've opened up my DMs. If you want to message me about anything, if you want to email me about anything, the about section of this page, there's an email address. Just shoot it to me if you have suggestions or corrections or something you want to see. And there will be more info on nerdrotic.com about a possible San Francisco meetup and a definite San Diego Comic-Con meetup. We're going to do that. That's going to happen. That'll be a lot of fun. And it looks like I'll be going to the Alamo City Comic-Con as well. So that'll be fun too. That's in October.
Interesting.
Dennis, take us out.
Children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Say goodnight, Susan.
Good night, everybody.